to say I
What is up, fight fans? We are live. It's MMA Weekly's coverage of UFC 319. Du Plessis versus Chimaev. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, here live with you throughout the night. We are going to just have an amazing time here today. It's a big fight, huge fight card. MVP is hitting the octagon right now to face Jared Cannonier, and that's going to be a great fight as well, man. There are so many awesome fights on this card tonight. Happy to have you with us on the largest independently owned MMA website in the world. Tim Elliott opened up the main card with a submission win by guillotine choke over Kai Asakara in a big fight at flyweight. Of course, the prelims were awesome. I mean, Mearshart got TKO'd in a big fight. Lupi Godinez with a big win over Jessica Andrade. How about Drakkar Klose over Edson Barbosa? Some big fights on this one. Jared Cannonier. How about Jared Cannonier, a one-time title contender? A one-time title contender in the Killer Gorilla, now taking on Michael Venom Page. And, of course, Michael Page recently made his UFC debut, and he's become comfortable, found a home in the octagon. Former Bellator star, decorated mixed martial artist. Of course, he's been in the octagon 3 times, and he's 2-1. His one loss is to Ian Machado Gary by decision in June of last year, but he won. He beat Sharabutin Magomedov last time out by unanimous decision. All 3 of his fights have been unanimous decisions. The other win was over Kevin Holland. As the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, making his way to the octagon right now. More on this fight in a minute. Also on this card, Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates, and that's a big one. Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. How about Aaron Pico in the octagon now? MVP and Aaron Pico on the same night in the octagon in Chicago. The great fight fans of that city in for a treat tonight. And of course, the one we're all here for, the one that everybody in the world is at a standstill waiting for, Dricus Du Plessis, the middleweight champion, all those big wins against those legends, and now he gets Khamzat Chimaev. How has it been this long? How did it take this long for Khamzat to get a title shot? And just the names alone, you've seen the memes, just the way that you could say these guys' names and make memes out of them. I mean, that'd be more fun than even doing the show. Scott, I know you've seen some of those. Shout out to Scott Peterson on the Wheels of Steel as we continue live on MMA Weekly. By the way, our show tonight is brought to you by Medi, an AI-powered health companion. And what is wrong with that? AI-powered anything is great these days, right? AI-powered health companion that combines conversational and vision-enabled AI with a non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. And we all want to do that, right? It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Medi, the AI-powered health companion, right here sponsoring us, UFC 319 on MMA Weekly. Look at Jared Cannonier at 41, MVP at 38. Scott, they're almost as old as we are. I said almost, but they've both had decorated careers in the sport of mixed martial arts. There's no doubt about that. No denying what these two veterans have brought into the cage throughout their career. Jared Cannonier, man, 5'11". He is a warrior. Of course, he's had the title shots. He's been in there with the best of the best in the world, right? I mean, you think about it. His last time out was against Gregory Rodriguez. Before that, it was Chao Barayo and Nasruddin Imavov, who was a rising star big time at that point. But he fought and beat Marvin Vettori. He fought and beat Sean Strickland. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Izzy. He beat Brunson. He beat Blonde Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Nobody beat Blonde Brunson. The Killer Gorilla did. He beat Kelvin Gastelum, beat Jack Hermanson, Anderson Silva, of course, lost to Robert Whitaker, but the list goes on and on of the big-time fights that we've seen. The Killer Gorilla in the octagon as he bumps fists with Buffer right now in the intro. Meanwhile, MVP, this has got to be considered his toughest test in the octagon, and maybe his toughest test of his career in the sport, period, right? I mean, you look at the fights that he's fought and you look at the names who he's fought. Douglas Lima, who he lost to back in 2019, a former UFC guy, but, Paul Daly, and he just does not have the resume, and none of the Bellator guys will. He does not have the resume that the killer gorilla Jared Cannonier has. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is at this point. And I don't know if Michael Venom Page has what it takes to beat Jared Cannonier because of Jared Cannonier's wrestling. And to me, that's what's up. That's what it's all about, is the wrestling of the killer gorilla, Jared Cannonier. As they start the fight there in the center, I can't believe I'm watching MVP fight Jared Cannonier, Scott, in the octagon. Can you guys believe this? Look at the chat room going crazy already. The numbers are said to be huge. You guys bring the millions and millions of the MMA Weekly fans. Look at MVP, hands always down, man. He's got them pterodactyl arms down below his waist, just kind of dancing with that left foot forward. Cannonier, of course, in the orthodox stance, his quads and hammies are massive. The thing about guys like Cannonier, so muscular, you always worry about them gassing out quicker because the oxygenation process, not that I'm giving you a science class here. We can do that if you want, though. We can do that. MVP, though, always trying to stay back at distance, get in, get out. The hands are always down. And that can lead, as you know, to disaster. And, obviously Michael Venom Page, it's a thing with him every once in a while where people are like, damn, because he has been hit by Lima when he's done that. And remember, for all those years, Anderson Silva, when he kind of mimics Anderson's style. Anderson was a little bit more of a hot dog in there, give him a little mustard and relish. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep throwing your predictions for the main event. Look at that. DDP got this. I've been thinking about this all week, and I was thinking Khamzat might overwhelm DDP with the wrestling, with the ground and pound. You fall into that whole mindset of the Georgian. But the thing about Khamzat and the thing about DDP, as I've been thinking about this fight, I believe DDP has the defense, the takedown defense, and the wrestling to hang with him if he finds himself in an unfortunate position, which he might throughout this fight. I actually think he might have just as good a gas tank as Khamzat. And I do believe that Dricus is probably 3 times more dangerous on the feet than Khamzat. So I woke up from a dead sleep in a cold sweat about an hour before the show thinking, holy crap, Dricus is going to starch this dude and knock him out. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about that, MMA Weekly? I'll tell you what, man, Killer Gorilla's coming close to MVP. This dude's just bobbing and weaving, thinking he's Apollo Creed in Rocky IV, and we all know how that ended up, even though it's a movie. By the way, shout out to Hulk Hogan. Speaking of Rocky III, the legendary Thunderlips, the ultimate male against the ultimate meatball, and Hulk Hogan is now, Hulkamania living forever wherever he went. And, God rest Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. We lost them both in the same week. Gen X, we're hurting out here. Meanwhile, you got about 2.5 minutes left. Opening round. MVP has not raised his hands once. It's how he fights. It drives you nuts. The purists hate it. But, I mean, you can't argue with the results he's had. But when I think about Jared Cannonier, man, he's coming close. But MVP's sticking the tongue out, hot dogging it, doing a little robot in there, throwing some shovel punches. I don't know if you want to do that against a guy like the Killer Gorilla. So if you're Jared Cannonier in this moment, what you need to do is keep your composure, stick to the game plan, not let the theatrics suck you in, which so many people did against Anderson Silva. And then what happened? Chris Weidman caught him on the end of that left. And we all know how the rest worked out from there. Nobody's invincible. Every single champion who's unbeatable, and they're going to be the greatest star from Izzy to Volk to Anderson Silva to GSP, they all lose unless their name is John Jones. Now, Khabib, yes, but asterisk Khabib. And the reason I asterisk Khabib is because of the level of competition. Never fought Tony Ferguson. Conor didn't even train for the fight. That was a dead spot in terms of the lightweights. And I believe if he'd be in that lightweight division now, it'd be much tougher on Khabib. So I think the timing was perfect for him, but undefeated's undefeated. Give him his props, but there's no way he's the GOAT over John Jones. Meanwhile, MVP finds himself trapped against the cage right now. Killer Gorilla trying to work that Muay Thai, throw those knees, use that upper body and those vicious legs, just throwing bombs with the knees at those long, lean legs of MVP. And when you have the height advantage like MVP does in this fight, and you're trying to stay at distance like he was, and you're not landing and you're not building accumulated damage on your opponent, what's going to happen? eventually you're going to leave an opening, and then you're going to get pinned up against the fence, which is exactly what's happening right now, looking like a bear hug, but Killer Gorilla almost dumped him chest to chest, belly to belly suplex, as we like to call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Speaking of Hulk Hogan, but Killer Gorilla really got those legs extended out now, and the octagon's become so much more slippery. You ever notice since they paint 1,000 logos in there now, it's like you need, literally, they should be on ice skates. It's ridiculous. But hey, this is the new world we live in. TKO, baby. They got logos in the ring for WWE. Your Royal Highness says, "Hey, Scott." And with a name like that, we literally have to point out what he said or she said. So we are at the end of round number 1, and God only knows how to score this one. God knows. Let me see. We'll hit some of this live scoring and see what people are saying. What do we got here? Where do we go from here? Let's see. Smash that like, subscribe. The growing army. By the way, we have a lot of things coming up with MMA Weekly. A lot of great new shows that we're going to debut. Wrap-up shows on Sundays after pay-per-views. We'll be live for the pay-per-views for the big boxing fights as well. And I said fights because Canelo and Crawford's not a boxing match. There's going to be no tactical prowess in the ring on display that night. Yes, there will be, but there's going to be violence, man. That's a fight. Canelo and Crawford, if they get in there and do anything but throw down, and look, MVP did hit Jared Cannonier in the temple with a right as he came in and slipped with the left foot on the giant Monster Can logo. My favorite moment was when Izzy threw the Monster Can off the podium, said, "They don't sponsor me." And so fighters are slipping all over the place, man. It's absurd. Was that a knockdown or was it a slip? The left foot was going forward when it hit the ground. He clearly was slipping backward, got hit by the punch. Do they call that a knockdown? If they did, the round goes to Page when maybe it shouldn't. All right, here they come into the octagon. Round 2, Michael Page minus 810 after round 1. The live odds, Cannonier is plus 500. So obviously a really good first round for Michael Venom Page, staying at that distance, scoring with the jab and with some punches, because coming into this fight, he was minus 180, but to be minus 810 after a round, I don't know how your parlay is looking, Scott. I'm not real sure about that one. I know that Asakura was minus 300 over Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott, the plus 240 dog coming through, live dog. And you got to love Tim Elliott, the KC boy. When I was in KC working fights for Triller, doing interviews for the Sons of Legends with Kenzie Morrison, Roberto Duran Jr., and all those guys, man, it was a fun night. And one of the guys in the crowd, because he had a couple of fighters who were from his gym, a couple of boxers who he trains with, was Tim Elliott, man. Great dude. Love catching up with him anytime, But 10-9 MVP seems to be the consensus on those rounds. And, doing what he needed to do in this fight, although Cannonier controlled him up against the cage a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's par for the course. And you know what I mean? It's interesting because you got some big fights coming up here too. Prates and Neal and Aaron Pico and Murphy got some big ones coming up. And I'm excited, obviously, for all of these fights and for everything we have coming up here on MMA Weekly. 3.5 minutes left in the round. A lot of dancing and prancing. MVP, though, when he's coming in, he's landing jab after jab. And Killer Gorilla, he's forcing the pace. Killer Gorilla is fighting at a pace that's a little faster than what he wants to do. Who do you guys have? Keep those predictions coming in. Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. And want to thank Medi, an AI-powered health companion, combines conversational and vision-enabled AI with non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Man, MVP's fast.
And we got the QR code for Medi down there in the corner.
Aha, there we go. I think it's better looking on the left, but the right is that's where the goods are, Scott. On the right, that's where the goods are. Hit that QR code. That's the best part about this, man. Take another device, hit the QR code. You don't even have to leave the stream. Come on, we're in the 25th century, aren't we? It seems like it with AI. We took a huge jump recently in technology and inflation too. We took a huge jump in everything. Let's just say that. A giant leap in every direction for all mankind. And who knows if we're hurtling into oblivion, but that's another topic for another day. This fight is boring. I'm going to say that. Michael Page with the different stances, moving around, the showmanship. Obviously, he makes it a little bit exciting, but you got 2 minutes left in the round and nothing's really gone down. You got the Killer Gorilla, has him against the cage again, trying to work that Muay Thai, get that leg, anything he can into a single or a double leg takedown to get this fight to the ground, because he knows on the feet he's just going to get pieced up all night long. I mean, there's no two ways about it. You are going to get pieced up all night long if you're Jared Cannonier and you're trying to box Michael Venom Page. I think everybody on the planet knew that coming in, especially Cannonier and his team, smart as they are, the MMA Lab guys out of Arizona. And, you know, they've gotten him pretty far in his career and the things that he's done. It's been pretty amazing when you think about his career and the heavyweight, light heavyweight, all the weight classes coming from Alaska. I mean, think about that. Both he and Lauren Murphy. Crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Going off the rails on a crazy train. How about that? Speaking of Ozzy. About a minute left in the round. MVP hands still down. Cannonier obviously hands up, technical boxing stance. That right hand of Page, when he comes in with the left-handed jab, there's a right hand, and you can see my hand coming up on this angle like a shovel punch, not a straight uppercut, not a true hook, in between like a shovel, like the ones Khabib hit Conor with, right? So those shovel punches can be devastating because it's part uppercut, part hook, and you get all the power from each of those punches coming off that rear leg through the heel right on up, and that's devastating. That'll you know, put an end to any kind of a night you're having. You know what I'm saying? Like, however your night's going, that's gonna make it a whole lot worse. That's gonna make it a whole lot worse. Let me see here. All right, 20 seconds left in the round. It's back up against the fence. Jared Cannonier just holding MVP there, and man, it's not a lot of action at all coming from Cannonier. He hasn't been able to really do much, impose any kind of a will whatsoever, but that doesn't mean that this fight's over by any means. We've seen Cannonier come back and fight. Oh, he just missed a bomb at the gun right there at the horn. It's not a gun, but he almost hit him with a shot right there at the end. Cannonier threw a vicious right, and I don't know if it grazed MVP or if it really made contact, but he seems to be all right in the corner. But man, that was an absolute bomb that was thrown right at him, and we shall see. Man, you know what? I'm really excited to see. Let's see what we have coming up in the next few fights. Obviously, this one is anybody's. I think maybe MVP won that round also 10-9, but we will see, right? We shall see what the judges say later on. But I really am intrigued. MVP caught him with a big right. Cannonier went stumbling backward again. I don't know if that was a knockdown. Again, they're not clean knockdowns, but maybe they'll be seen that way. You never know what the three blind mice are going to say. You never know. I mean, and that's literally what you get when you have the judges sitting in three different spots around the octagon, no monitors, different views, could be obstructed, all kinds of things there. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of things there. So we shall see. But man, oh man, they start the third round and go. Ankalaev, Pereira 2, coming up October 4th. We'll be live for that one. That one's at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, baby. Young generation, got to start going to Vegas more. Start drinking, gambling, having fun. What's wrong with you? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Come on, man. Let your Gen X, listen to your unk here. Go have some fun. Don't be afraid. It's only life. It happens outside your house and off your phone. You're welcome. All right. Where am I? 4:25 remaining in round number 3. MVP starting to push the pace. Ate a counter right shovel from Cannonier. And Cannonier is missing badly on a lot of these punches, man. MVP, his boxing is no joke with the MVP just slipped on the monster logo. Oh, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah, you're going to get credited with a knockdown on a slip. MVP slips, and now Cannonier has top position in the center of the... This is the worst nightmare for Michael Venom Cage. You got the Killer Gorilla on top of you. You got 350 remaining in round number 3, and you are in the one place that you have known from the time you signed this fight you needed to not be, which is with Cannonier on top of you, working for position, working for submissions, throwing punches from top, doing anything he can to get the victory. Right now, this is his chance in this fight. This is probably the best chance Cannonier will have to win this fight right here. And MVP gave it up on a slip. Man, these logos, I mean, if you're watching this along with us right now and you see those logos, that's paint. How do you think they get that can to look so realistic? Hey, let's make it good for Monster, right? But never mind our athletes. Never mind they're going to be slipping all over the place and falling down. Man, that This could really swing this fight, and it happened literally because of a slip. Because of a slip. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Cannonier holding Page down. He's got the left arm over with his left shoulder dug in on Page's throat, and he's got the other part of his arm underneath the forearm. He's just working from top and throwing punches and staying active. And as long as you're doing that, you're not going to have any trouble. You're not going to have any trouble. They're not going to stand you up. So almost at the 230 mark, Cannonier throwing elbows, throwing punches, leaning and laying all over him, putting the hand over the face anytime he can, shove the fingers in the nostrils, cut off the breath, rub those cornrows and that hair all over the face, the beard, the whiskers, anything, the bad breath. Guys I know eat onions and garlic by the handful before they go out there and get the breath in the face. Anything you can right now to make your opponent miserable when you're on top. And that's where Cannonier is right now. He better be careful, though. He's got his head down under the left arm of MVP. Better watch that choke. Now, no damage, no real danger there. MVP back up into a seated position. And now Cannonier almost has side mount, but that leg caught in the triangle of MVP. Just under 2 minutes left in round number 3, and that's all we get is 3 rounds of this fight. And Cannonier is more than likely down 2 rounds to none, so we know what needs to happen here, don't we? It's either a 10-8 or it's a finish, and a 10-8 gets you a draw. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So you're talking finish, finish or nothing right now for Jared Cannonier. He's been in this position before. The resume speaks for itself, obviously. But MVP with a game performance tonight, staying at distance, popping in with the jab, hitting him with combos, a couple of knockdowns that were assisted by slick painted logos in the middle of the octagon. Yeah, I know. I should stop complaining about it. You make it seem like I'm one of his coaches or something. But I just think that's terrible. I think that every single athletic competition should be decided by the competitors themselves, right? It's why I want AI to replace every official. Oh, you just want people to lose their jobs. No, I don't. I want everything to be done correctly with integrity. So if the best surgeon, best believe, if my life is on the line and I need open heart surgery and a robot can do it 1,000 times faster and more accurate, see ya, surgeon. Give me the robot. 100 times out of 100. They're already better drivers than 99% of you. You know it's true. Those driverless cars are the best drivers on the road. I'm just saying. It's crazy to be saying that, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? All right, 25 seconds remaining in the fight. It's do or die for Cannonier, you'd have to think at this point, and I just don't see it happening right now for the Killer Gorilla. He's working as hard as he can. He's doing everything he can to make it work, but it's just not happening right now. You know what I mean? It's just not. You got 3 seconds left in the fight. 2-1, Cannonier with all that top control. Who won round number 2? Who won round number 2? You know what I mean? MVP 6'3" against 5'11". The height advantage, the reach advantage was huge in this fight. 41-year-old and a 38-year-old, nothing but respect, mad respect for both these guys. So let's give it up for both the Killer Gorilla and MVP. He allows too many significant strikes per minute. Looking at the replay, I don't know if that's a legit knockdown. Oh, that one, bang, that big right. Didn't knock him down, but crushed him. MVP hit him with a bunch of big shots in this fight. I don't think Cannonier won either of the first 2 rounds. He might have won the third. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical. For him here. I don't see him winning this fight. What do you guys think? Hit us up in the chat. What do you guys think? While you guys think about that for a moment, yeah, look at the clinch strikes 19-6 for Cannonier, the ground strikes 23-9 for Cannonier, and the distance strikes 23-8 for Page. Now those are totals, right? Not round by round. Judges are scoring round by round. You know what I'm saying? So fans often get confused, think he landed way more in the fight. It doesn't go by that. It goes by each individual round and who won those rounds. Oh, look at Boers. Boers is way too cocky, man. Khamzat Chimaev is way too cocky. Even now, that face, he was tweeting a couple hours ago. Like, I don't know. He was Xing, not tweeting. But you know what I mean? And when you say someone's Xing, that has a whole different meaning to a Gen Xer. Young generation doesn't know what that means. All right. And I'm making fun of him for it. What does that say about me? Jared Cannonier and Michael Page. Here comes our official decision. and I have no closed captioning on it, of course. But of course, as soon as Goddard raises a hand, we will know. I love Mark Goddard. Shout out to Mark Goddard, one of my favorite refs in the biz. Always been a class act. Got a chance to spend a lot of time with him.
Unanimous decision.
Wins by unanimous decision. Michael Venom Page with the victory over everybody else. He goes to 24 wins and 3 losses. That is his 8th decision victory. He is now 3-1 in the octagon. And for Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla, the one-time title contender, you have to think this was his last shot against a real big name to try to get back into title contention. Who knows how much longer he'll fight at 41, but hey, coming off the win over Gregory Rodriguez and then this fight against Michael Venom Page just didn't go his way. So a unanimous decision win for MVP over the Killer Gorilla, and the Killer Gorilla with this loss. I mean, look, he's had a long and storied career, but he now goes to 18-9, and that is his 6th decision loss as Scott gets ready to play a little something for you to let you know about our beautiful sponsor tonight who's taking care of us like they will take care of you.
Fighters put in the rounds, fans live for the moments. Now Medi is stepping into the cage with something totally different. The Medi app plus the Medi token. Soon you'll be able to check your injuries before Dr. Google scares you to death. You'll also be able to scan your skin so everyone at the gym doesn't say, "Is that ringworm?" and they're scared to train with you on the mat. And you'll also be able to book sports doctors without waiting for 45 minutes listening to that elevator music. You'll also be able to track recovery like you track fight stats. Unlock fight fan perks with Medi. Medi isn't stock. It's your corner coach for healthcare, minus the yelling and the spit bucket. This is definitely like something you've never seen before, and we're actually going to be launching soon, and I recommend you get in early. Be on the lookout for Medi app and grab Medi today, because even champs need a good cut, man. Click the link in the description below so all of you can find out everything you need to know about the Medi token and the Medi app. Let's stay in the fight. What's up, guys? Bad Bob with MMA Weekly.
You're back on, buddy.
There we go. Thank you so much to Medi. And that was Bobby, I think, man. Nice job, Bobby. He looks the part, too. I don't think you'd want to get in the octagon with him. You might need Medi when you're done. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying. I have a pretty good eye. And up next, we have Carlos Prates and Jeff Neal. How about Jeff Neal is plus 210? And Carlos Prates, why does this keep doing this? I don't understand why you keep on changing off the, hold on. There we go. Hey, 400 times. All right, so there you have it. But, man, a good night of fights so far. And we have some bangers coming up. Prates and Jeff Neal. We'll get to that one. Un momento, por favor. But that one, I'm looking forward to that fight as well. I mean, you want to talk about two guys that anything can happen in the octagon with any fight. But you want to talk about two guys really get in there and not really know what's going to happen, but be on the edge of your seat the whole time. Jeff Neal backs down from no one, right? And this welterweight matchup, man, it's rescheduled for Chicago. It was supposed to take place a while back, but they're both in the top 15. They were going to fight at UFC 314. Neal pulled out, elbow surgery. Now we're at 319, and here they come. Number 11, Jeff Neal. Number 13, Carlos Prates. And that's going to be, I think a real big fight. And someone I like Prates a lot, man. I love this dude. And Neal, obviously, he beat RDA last time. And Rafael Dos Anjos is a legend in this sport, a former champion, multiple weight classes, just been in there against the best of the best, a true legend of the sport. But before that, back-to-back losses against Ian Machado Gary and Shavkat Rakhmonov, right? And that one earned the fight of the night. So he's 34 years old. He's been in there against the best of the best. And then the first UFC loss for Prates, of course, against Gary. And that snapped an 11-fight win streak. And he competed 4 times in 2024, knocked out all of his opponents. A first ever main event win over Neil Magny at UFC Vegas 100. And now he's in there I mean, literally against another killer in Jeff Neal. And I think it's funny when you get these veterans and people just kind of write them off and that everybody's got the new guys coming up. And, you get to a point in the UFC, and I think that we can all agree on this, right? We've seen it over the years where you're literally sitting there and you're going, okay, and man, I cannot wait for this fight. I cannot wait for Merab and Sandhagen. My Lord, Merab and Sandhagen. Just think about that for 1 sec. Just let your mind wander and close your eyes and think about Merab Dvalishvili and Corey Sandhagen in the octagon. Just think about Ankalaev and Pereira too on the same card. Merab and Sandhagen is the co-main. Are you serious? Yuri Prohashka and Khalil Roundtree Jr. is the co-main. Rakic is the co-main. You know what I'm saying? And how about Joe Pyfer getting on that main card to kick it off with those hands of steel, that dude, right? I mean, unbelievable Pyfer, right? He really is. And when I say hands of steel, of course, I'm bringing it right back to our fight right now. Jeff Neal, hands of steel. How about Walker versus Zhang? That one's coming up too. And Ortega and Aljamain Sterling on that card as well, August 23rd. That's going to be awesome. It's a fight night. And it's in Shanghai. How about T-City and Aljamain Sterling in China? And Sergey Pavlovich against Waldo Cortez Acosta. I called, Scott, Waldo Cortez Acosta's first 2 fights with Rage in the Cage. He was a minor league baseball player. And I forget where he's from. And I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's like I think it's the Dominican, somewhere down there. Anyway, he got kicked out of his semi-pro baseball league for sliding into second base. Didn't like the way the guy tagged him, beat the shit out of him, right? Beats the shit out of the guy, leaves him for dead in the middle of the baseball diamond. Like, yeah, you're kicked out. Baseball's not your sport. Go fight someone. And now he's a rising star and contender in the UFC, all because he got kicked out of baseball for fighting. But I remember he fought a dude named Wise Eagle, Rage in the Cage, in Yuma, Arizona a few years back. I called the fight with Jamie Varner, former champion in MMA and a UFC fighter as well, me and Varner, and C4, Jamie Varner. And the interesting thing about that fight was the dude he fought was Wise Eagle, and he was one of those wealthy tribal dudes from a Native American tribe. I think it was the Mohegan tribe in Connecticut, where I grew up. Anyway, Wise Eagle was at the pool the night before the fight, smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, doing cannonballs. And I'm like, this dude's going to lose an eye. And sure enough, he almost did, right? So the level of competition and the level of competition and the people taking it more seriously than Wise Eagle did has changed a lot for Waldo Cortez Acosta, who is now going to fight an almost legend in Pavlovich. And I didn't think Aspinall would do what he did in that fight, to be honest with you. Got to give Aspinall credit. And maybe Aspinall gets the Jones fight on the White House lawn next year. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's going to be fun. 4th of July. Dun, 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 dun. So Jeff Neal, hands of steel. Man, oh man, number 11 in the welterweight rankings. And just obviously one of those guys fighting out of Fortis MMA under Saif, and he's a great coach, a great team, hands of steel at 34 years of old, far from done. You know what I mean? He's been a stud from the day he stepped into this sport. I mean, you think back, and we're going all the way back. His UFC debut was all the way back, and I want to say, I think I was at this fight. He came in through the Contender Series. Dun, 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 dun. After LFA, yeah, the Chase Walden fight, the TKO in 2017 on the Contender Series, number 3. And then he beat Brian Kamazi and, Camacho, and then he beats Bilal Muhammad, right? He beats Bilal Muhammad. He beat Mike Perry. Shout out to Platinum Perry and everything he's doing these days. That dude's dope. He's just a dope human, Mike Perry. Then he lost to Wonder Boy. Neil lost to Neil Magny. Beat Santiago Ponzinibbio, a solid veteran. Vicente Luque beat him as well when Luque was on the rise, not Luque having lost so many. And then back-to-back L's. Last I took a L, but tonight I bounced back. Shavkat Rakhmonov, and Ian Machado Gary beat him, and one was a submission by rear naked choke. And you can't forget the Machado Gary fight. Split decision, a lot of people weren't happy with. Came back with a win over Rafael Dos Anjos. And then, of course, you got his opponent in Carlos Prates, the Nightmare, and he is a nightmare, right? He's a southpaw. He's a Muay Thai fighter. Anytime you see the words Muay Thai fighter, you know that's a dirt dog. You know you're going to end up lumped up. You know you're going to be having trouble breathing and maybe even trouble getting out of bed the next day when you see the words Muay Thai fighter. And that try to pin you against the cage. You know he's throwing elbows. You know he's throwing knees. You know he's throwing kicks. You know he's getting down and dirty, pinning you up against the cage, trying to knee you into getting you on the ground, throwing more elbows. They are just vicious, these Muay Thai fighters. And he is no different. And he's a southpaw, man. You know what I mean? He's a Valle top team guy. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And, you know, it's starting to see why he's such a big favorite tonight. He has laid waste to some opponents, you know. Muay Thai and kickboxing, decorated career, MMA career as well, and made his UFC debut back on the Contender Series in November of 2023 against Mitch Ramirez. Knocked him out with a punch. And man, the first memory I have of him was the Trevin Giles KO in February 2024. But I mean, you read his fights starting on the Contender Series: Mitch Ramirez TKO, Trevin Giles KO, Charles Radke KO, Li Jingliang KO, Neil Magny KO, and then he loses to Gary by a unanimous decision. So Ian Machado, Gary has a win over each of these guys. That's your measuring stick, your common denominator right there. But you are talking about two incredibly bad dudes, right? So when you're talking about Carlos Prates, and I don't want to kill you with numbers here, but these are relevant and they're very important. The kid has 33 kickboxing fights and 28 MMA fights. You're talking about 61 fights. This is number 62, right? So 21 wins, 16 knockouts in MMA, 28 wins, 14 knockouts in kickboxing. Think about that, right? 7 losses in MMA, only 2 by knockout. But this dude is going to go in there and firefight you. He is going to go in there with horrible intentions. He wants to end you in there, and he'll die on that hill. He's got that extra gear in there too, and that mindset, you know, coming from where he comes from in Sao Paulo, Brazil, just that hey, they came from such horrible conditions growing up. Alex Pereira, we've heard about him come from Brazil. Some of those kids growing up in Brazil come from unimaginable positions, and just to be where they are. Look at Dubronx, what a cool dude he is. The gratitude. They know where they could have ended up for life, and they're grateful that they ended up doing this and that fighting took them out of there. But make no mistake about it, every time this dude stands across from his opponent in the octagon and he stares across with that look of death, as soon as the referee says, let's fight, you know he's coming for that head. He's coming for that head. And I really believe that he's coming for the head of Jeff Neal tonight. Hands of steel, but be careful. Those counters will rock your ass and put you to sleep from Jeff Neal too. So you have to be really careful of that counter if you're Prates, because Neal himself, you know what I mean? He's got himself 10 knockouts as well. You know what I mean? And so 10 wins as an amateur and 22 as a pro, 10 coming by knockout, only 2 submissions for Neal. And let's not forget, right, the black belt in jiu-jitsu against the purple belt. So a black belt of Prates against the purple belt of Neal. And, you know, striking might be somewhat even. I don't know. The southpaw, Muay Thai, the elbows, the knees might give the advantage a little bit to Prates in the striking department. But to Neal, I mean, it's close, man. It is really close right now. It's really close. I'm having a hard time picking this one. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm having a hard time picking this one because, you know, and it's not my job to pick these. I'm not here to pick the fights. I'm here to, you know, accompany you. Someday, lady, you'll accompany me. Showing my age there, a little Bob Seger. Come on, do some studying, do your research. Turn the page. Bob Seger, Hollywood Nights. You know what I'm saying? In those Hollywood hills. Diamonds and frills. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates. Neal plus 210, Prates minus 250 last time I saw them, with hands of steel, making his way to the octagon. And anytime the UFC octagon pulls up in a city like Chicago, a great fight town, great combat sports fans, all kinds of nationalities, a melting pot of people who love fighting and love to fight. That's Chicago for you. Midwest tough, you know what I'm saying? And you got a big population of Eastern Europeans in Chicago as well, and Russians and all. Oh man, they're gonna be loud tonight too for Boers. And Dricus Du Plessis, he's told the fans he's gonna win them over. He said it happens every fight, but I keep getting the feeling that DDP is gonna starch Khamzat. I keep getting the feeling that he might actually whip his ass tonight and knock his ass out. I think he might catch him flush and end Khamzat. There might even be a tooth or two from Khamzat in the octagon by the time this is over. I'm getting a stronger feeling. And remember, all week long, I was all on Khamzat. I'm all on Boers, but he doesn't seem to be taking it too seriously. He seems super cocky. And against the guy, I think he's drastically underestimating Dricus as Sean Strickland. One of the greatest things I've ever seen is Sean Strickland's social media comment. I'm not so sure Dana and the rest of the people agree, but I mean, you never know what you're going to get with that dude. But he gave his prediction of the fight. And one thing Strickland actually said is he doesn't know if Du Plessis is used to training with the fighters, the Chechens and Georgian, people like that he's trained with them so many times and he knows what they're coming in to do. And they are going to die trying to get takedowns. And they are going to die trying to pummel you into oblivion with the takedowns and the ground and pound, right? So maybe Dricus avoids takedowns. Maybe his defense is good. Maybe he can scramble and get up. And maybe he wears them out a little bit. Maybe he catches them with a big shot. I don't know. It could go either way. Boers could take him down and beat the crap out of him too. But I really think Du Plessis, something about this dude, the fights he's had, the competition he's faced. Look at this. Neil to win by KO or TKO, plus 500. Sign me up. Hands of steel. Give me 50 on Neil, Scott. 50. Are you my bookie, Scott? I think Scott should be my bookie. What do you guys think? Because I want hands of steel. Jeff Neal by KO TKO at plus 500 just to take a shot. A couple inches of height advantage for Prates. A 78-inch reach to a 75 for hands of steel Neil. 16-6 for Neil. He's 34 years old. He's 5'11". 6'1" for Prates. Southpaw. And man, oh man, he's a switch fighter, but I call him a southpaw. 21-7. He's 31. Jeff Neal might connect with a couple of more significant strikes and attempts per round, but he allows a couple of more per round too than Prates. And when you're looking at defense, Neil is better at striking defense by 10%, 57% to about 48. So I think the defense of Neil is going to be really important in this fight. But does Prates try to pin him against the cage and maybe take him down, use that jiu-jitsu? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I do know this. If this fight stays on the feet, man, you have a chance for an absolute bloodbath in this fight. I mean, Neil's a more effective grappler. He finishes 50% of his takedowns, defends at 87%. I don't want to kill you with numbers. But man, Prates taking his opponent to the mat, he's 90% on the takedown attempts, and he stops 83% of those attempted against him. Think about those numbers, man. Think about these numbers. And Prates is a lot more likely to go for a finish on the ground. The win over RDA for Jeff Neal, he looked like he was toying with him, to be honest with you. Landed 60% of his significant strikes in that fight. Unbelievable. And Prates with Ian Machado Gary, unanimous decision, split decision. Neil lost to him. Go ahead, Scott. Underway in round number 1. Prates landed 79% of his significant strikes against Gary in that loss. Interesting, right? Interesting. I mean, a lot of people taking Prates at minus 250 coming out in that southpaw stance. We talked about that before the fight started. These two guys circling around each other. It looks like Prates taking the center of the octagon early. And I always look for that, octagon control. But Neil coming right at him, reestablishing some dominance of his own, saying, not so fast, my boy. The height advantage doesn't look to be that much of a deal, or the reach advantage. 3 inches, 3 inches. Difference between hitting you on the end of a punch from secondary distance, right? So I don't want to minimize that. Look at all the votes coming in for who's going to win tonight's main event. Khamzat Chimaev, Boers. Nice leg kick by Prates. Wobbles. Jeff Neal. And who's going to win? Khamzat or DDP? Dricus Du Plessis. I think a Diamond Dallas Page. He's got that DDP yoga thing now. God bless him. Gotta love that. Oh, Neal catches a kick and comes in, bombs away. 3-punch combo. The Masvidal 3-piece. Bang, bang, bang. Right, left, right. No jabs in sight. Yeah, what I'm talking about. Try to hit me with that liver kick, dude. Catch that thing and pummel you. Hands of steel, but Prates throwing bombs too. Throwing bombs. Look at this. Neil is so quick on the entry too, from secondary and third, even third distance, bang, 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 coming on in. But Prates already has landed some big leg kicks to the back of those knees of Neil. The lead leg too. Neil is switching to a southpaw right now because that lead leg got crushed once or twice already. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, Scott. 3 minutes left in the round. This is gonna be a fun fight, man. It already is. Prates very quick, circling around with that right-handed jab with a 3-inch reach advantage. But Neil having no trouble closing distance anytime he wants. He gets in there like a lightning bolt. Gotta love and respect Neil and Prates. Both these guys, I mean, this is an elite level mixed martial arts fight. An elite level. I mean, it's absolutely elite. There's no two ways about that. No two ways about that. It's really entertaining when you get two strikers like this. No doubt about it, man. I love a fight like this. Who doesn't? You know what I mean? Who doesn't, right? These two guys getting in there and getting after it. Oh, Prates just missed with a big left. That would have been a right there. That would have been a changed his night. It would have changed his night. You know what I'm saying? Right there in one shot. Little under 2 minutes remaining in the round. The pace is slowed a little bit. Not too much. Now Prates catches a kick. The punches are missing. Prates throws some wild punches. I'll say that. His boxing not quite as smooth and disciplined. Neil tags him with a right and then another one on the way out. He punched him into the cage with one and then caught him on the way out. Didn't really do any damage. Prates comes in, throws a knee. Neil catches it. Kind of telegraphed that knee right down the middle. Up, you get that knee into the stomach and liver or kidney area rather. Not the kidney, the liver area, the stomach and the liver. And you just right under that rib cage, you bury it, man. And Neil's really good though at taking his head off the center line last minute. And what I mean by that is a punch coming straight at you. Just MVP did great with that against Kill a Gorilla Jared Cannonier as well. Neil's 18 of 43, Prates 24 of 39, 62 to 42% for Prates landing more. Crushes him with a pretty big left right there on the way in. Shovel punch with the right hand from Neil connects, and Prates' hands starting to drag a little bit, lowering those hands. That opens things up for Neil. I think Neil's winning this fight. He's setting him up beautifully. Prates connecting more, throwing more. Neil very good defensively. Oh, Prates coming right in. Might have gotten too close. Almost a takedown for Neil. Now he has him against the cage. And again, Prates is the Muay Thai guy. So he's comfortable in this scenario, in the clinch. 18 seconds left, 15 in round number. Oh, this elbow. He hit him with a 1-2, but the one and then the bang, the elbow. The elbow is not the two, but you know what I'm saying. The combo, the jab into the elbow, not the fist. And another elbow, a lead elbow this time. Oh, Neil gets flattened. Is it over? Oh, it's over with 1 second left. It's a knockout. It's a knockout. He rushed in, and I had talked about it earlier in the fight, how he rushes in so quickly and how fast he is. 5 seconds left in the round, and he literally ran right into a kill shot. He ran right into a kill shot. Oh, good Lord. Hands of steel got stolen right there by Carlo. Oh, my God. What an unbelievable finish by Carlos Prates. We got to look at the replay. Let's see where the clock is here. Neil at the very end of the round, a spinning elbow. Oh, right to the side of the temple. Neil was toe-to-toe. He was right there in the wheelhouse, almost chest to chest in primary distance. He got the hand up to block it, but it was a forearm. The elbow didn't catch him. The forearm did. We talked about the Muay Thai. Did we not, Scott? We talked about the Muay Thai. In at close distance, they want to be chest to chest. They can pull off those spinning moves, the elbows, the knees. You leave every weapon available to your opponent when you're fighting a Muay Thai guy and you're in that range, chest to chest, man. What is Jeff Neal doing? If you're in his corner and you're his coaches, you got to lose your mind right now. What is he doing? You train that. Stay at distance a little more. He came in, just stayed there. He didn't get caught on the rush in. He rushed in, all right, but he stayed there a second or two longer than he should have, and he pays dearly with I think literally 1 second. Let's see where the time clock is on this. This is absurd. What a finish for Prates, man. 4:59, 1 second on the clock. Spinning back elbow. What? Got the nerd glasses on too. You gotta love that. You gotta love those nerd glasses from Carlos Prates. And man, it's just really cool to see him doing what he's doing, right? By a top team fighting nerds. You gotta love those fighting nerds, right? I mean, you think about those fighting nerds, they're always winning. They are always winning, man. I mean, you just think about Chao Barrio and his coach Pablo Sucuria. I hope I said that right. These guys are trailblazers, Ruffy and Moises, and oh man, Oleg Zaychuk, he's coming up. Man, these guys are no joke. But Prates with a big win, man. Spinning elbow, chest to chest in the octagon, gets the Rogan interview. They gave Rogan a pair of the nerd glasses, Scott. Are you seeing this? Rogan has a pair of the nerd glasses on. I mean, why not? He wore Khabib's hat. He might as well put on their glasses.
One of the guys after the press conference walked up to me and gave me a pair of the glasses. I forget which fighter of the fight nerds, but yeah, I got a pair too.
Are you wearing them right now?
No.
Oh, that'd be dope if you could put
I would
yourself
be
on
blind.
those glasses right now. Oh, what's Dana doing? Dana's octagon side. Oh, Prates is talking to Dana. I don't know what he's saying. He's talking to Dana. I don't have the closed captioning, unfortunately, but he is talking to Dana. Dana seems amused. He's like, come on, bro. Come on, Dana. Come on, baby. Man, what a fight, Scott. Carlos Prates, 4:59 of round number 1. If you had Carlos Prates by round 1 KO or TKO, you thought you thought it was dead, man. You thought it was done. This is like Zombie and Yair. 1 second on the clock.
He was basically trying to get his friend the UFC and then trying to get a vote for him to get the bonus is what he was saying to Dana.
Oh, okay. Spinning elbow. Man, oh man. Caught him with the forearm. Just dropped him. Sack of potatoes, Scott. Sack of potatoes. That's an old school phrase. That's my boomer coming out. I'm not even Gen X in that one. That's a boomer phrase. Sack of potatoes.
Dana just said he'll get the $50K bonus and his friend will get a fight.
Dana is
in a good mood.
He's feeling pretty good, man. $7 billion TV deal. I think he'd be feeling all right. It's not even a TV deal anymore. It's
just a pittance.
I mean, why not? From what they've come from and what they created from 2001 and 2002 through now, let him have all the billions he wants. He deserves it. I mean, Dana White's going to have movies made, books written. Good Lord. History books are going to be really kind to Dana. As long as he doesn't, do anything. Who knows? I mean, doesn't do anything like, I'm not even going to say it. But nobody's safe these days, Just ask Diddy or Harvey Weinstein. Nobody's safe, man. Nobody's safe. Can't even be a scumbag anymore, Scott. What's this world coming to? Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, what the heck?
How about Tim Elliott with a submission? He was like a plus 250 dog. Michael Venom Page. People pretty much felt like he was going to win that fight. No surprise there. Unanimous decision over the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, Carlos Prates, and Jeff Neal. And now we have coming up the other former Bellator fighter on this card. This dude's been a pinup dude. He's been a star. Everyone wondering for years, when will Aaron Pico, Scott, be in the octagon? When will Aaron Pico test his skills against the greatest fighters in the world? When will Aaron Pico be in the UFC? Well, we have our answer. It's right now. Hey, it's your tonight. Aaron Pico coming off that win over Henry Corrales, PFL versus Bellator. February of 2024 is a long ass time ago. A year and a half. He beat Pedro Carvalho and James Gonzalez before that. Lost to Jeremy Kennedy. Had a TKO with a shoulder injury. Remember back in January and June of 2019, had back-to-back losses. He was just a kid when I was just a boy. You know what I'm saying? So he lined up a whole bunch of wins in a row, 6 in a row before the loss. Then he won 3 in a row. And now with 13 wins and 4 losses, 9 knockouts, Aaron Pico makes his debut in the octagon. tonight. And obviously, he's a gold medalist in freestyle wrestling in Nice and Havana, freestyle wrestling around the world. MMA-wise, he's been great. And man, he's worked with everybody from Greg Jackson to Freddie Roach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's got all those guys working with him. He's a blue belt in jits. He's a freestyle wrestler, a Greco wrestler. I mean, he is the real deal. Aaron Pico, and he's still only 28 years old. Think about that. But welcoming him into the octagon tonight is Murphy, and Murphy is no joke either. I mean, you think about Lerone Murphy at 34 years of age from Manchester, England, the Iceman, only 5'9" at 145, but man, he is legit. 16 wins, 7 by knockouts, no submissions. Obviously, not necessarily his game. He's a purple belt, Manchester top team in all powers MMA. And, you think about the fights that he's had. Josh Emmett, he won by decision. In April of this year, he beat Dan Ige. Before that, Edson Barbosa. So those are 3 solid pros in a row. And I think I mentioned this earlier, right? When you are looking at UFC fighters, once they determine that you're not a title contender, right? Or you had your shot and you're on your way down, you become a stepping stone. You become, what's the word I'm looking for, Scott? I don't want to say placeholder, but you know what I'm saying. I'll say it. So you become the guy that the up-and-comers need to beat to get to that next level. And then once they beat all those guys who are on the way down, then they start going, you know what I mean? There's steps and levels that always tend to happen, right? And so Cannonier on the way down, Page maybe not on the way up, but the UFC wouldn't mind seeing Michael Page make a title run. It'd be good, for business and for the fans. Got a lot of fans. It wouldn't be a bad thing, but he's not getting anywhere near the belt. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There's literally 0% chance Michael Page ever has UFC gold around his waist. I have a better chance than he does, and I'll never fight in the octagon. That tells you how much of a chance he has. That's a terrible thing to say. I take that back. He has a better chance than I do, but you know what I mean. Sometimes I'm stupid and say things for effect. Wouldn't it be nice if every sportscaster said that, Scott? Right after they said something stupid, you just admit it and move on? I mean, why not? Accountability. There's another thing. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't gamble, don't have accountability. Is that Ryan Bader in there? Oh, it's Bader in there with the smashing machine. Coleman and Kerr. Look at Ryan. I love Ryan Bader. That's my dude right there. Former UFC star, 2-division Bellator champ. In that movie, The Smashing Machine. Doing movies with The Rock. How about Ryan Bader doing movies with The Rock? Can we get a round of applause for my guy, Ryan Bader, Scott? Some clown noises, some circus tents, something for Bader. I started my career in the UFC with the Power MMA show. It was the first, and nobody else has claim to this, and anybody else who does, you can fight me. First UFC show on a major sports station. All these other guys go, I was on a radio. Dude, if you were on a 14-watt from your mom's basement doing a UFC show for 10 years, congratulations. That's great. But you weren't on a major sports station, right? We were with the Power MMA show. Myself, Ryan Bader, Aaron Simpson, CB Dollaway, oftentimes Cain Velasquez, and the only regret I have for Cain is I wish he would have shot all those people whose kid molested their son. They all deserve to die, in my opinion. So there, I said it. You have it. Eye for an eye. How about 3 eyes for 100 times? His son was, never mind. I don't want to keep going, but I love Cain. I love seeing Bader there, and I'm really excited for this next fight. I mean, you're talking about a guy who could legitimately make a run and become an enormous star in the UFC. With that marketing machine behind him, with all that the UFC brings to the table, with TKO and WWE, you put him in the front row of a Raw or a SmackDown. You know what I mean? They haven't even begun to tap into the crossover promotions with WWE yet. Barely. And by the way, where's The Rock sitting with Ryan Bader? Come on, DJ, stop big timing him. And by the way, I went to college with DJ, Dewey, as we called him, The Rock. He was a defensive tackle at the University of Miami when I went to school there in the mid-90s. The first interview I did, Scott Peterson in the locker room, guess who it was with? Warren Sapp was in there. Ray Lewis was in there. Rohan Marley, Bob Marley's son, our leading tackler, was in there. Guess who I went right up to instantly as the lifelong WWF at the time fan that I was? Yeah, Rocky Johnson's son, Dwayne, DJ, or Dewey, as his teammates called him. He was a beast of a defensive tackle, had some injuries, almost made it in the CFL, never made it in the NFL. With $7 in his pocket, became a wrestler. Now he's the smashing machine, #1 Hollywood star in the world, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, right? And they are cage side tonight. The Rock's not, but Mark Kerr is, Mark Coleman is, Ryan Bader is, and I think that's dope AF. That more movies are being made like this, right? I love these movies. And when you think about the future, Conor McGregor's life screams movie. Can't you just see Colin Farrell? I mean, it's not even a stretch. Colin Farrell's in character already, or used to be. All he has to do is channel himself from like a couple decades ago, and he'd be the perfect Conor McGregor. He might not be able to be the young Conor McGregor, but he could be the old Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, man, I don't even know. Are we ever going to see him again? Are we ever going to see him again, man? I know Dana loves to use that name and get whatever he can out of it. But the UFC, a lot of people thinking because of the Paramount deal, no pay-per-views, they don't need to make stars anymore. They get the same money. I don't buy into all that shit. I believe that they will always want to make stars because stars make money. Stars sell merch. Stars sell a lot more than just pay-per-views, man. Anyone who thinks that Dana White and the UFC are getting out of the business of trying to help make stars, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. The thing is, we just all got spoiled by the Muhammad Ali of mixed martial arts in terms of marketing himself, Conor McGregor. To me, it's a two-person conversation. In the history of combat sports, it's Muhammad Ali and it's Conor McGregor. Nobody else has ever come close to selling fights, to being the larger-than-life, gargantuan, worldwide personality as those two dudes. You can't just create another Conor McGregor or Muhammad Ali. There's never been another Muhammad Ali in boxing. Think about it. It took Jake Paul to bring boxing back. All you people out there can talk about Joshua, Fury, Wilder, who knows about Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., all these dudes, the Charlos over these years, man. Nobody cares about those guys. Even Canelo barely cracks 1 million. Mayweather fighting exhibition fights, getting bigger buys. Jones and Tyson, bigger buys. Jake Paul fights, all bigger buys. Logan Paul, Mayweather, bigger buys. No stars being made. Well, now the UFC finds itself at a crossroads in that department, and now on a 3-fight win streak, and his 3-fight win streak making his UFC debut is Aaron Pico, a guy who could become a big, big star. And, you know, sometimes when people fight, they get hurt, and going through life sometimes. Life is a fight. You got to take care of yourself medically, and we want to help you do that with Medi, an AI-powered health companion that combines conversational and vision-enabled. How about that, right? Vision-enabled along with conversational AI with a non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Medi, M-E-D-I. Just search that up, M-E-D-I, Medi, AI-powered health companion that will help you
And click
stay.
on the QR code there in the corner.
There we go. Why do I keep forgetting about that, Scott? It's right in front of my face.
We're old, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, right? It's past my bedtime. Someone get me some Metamucil or something. You know what I'm saying? It might help. But this fight right here will definitely help as well. Murphy and Pico. And you don't get the sense that they're just handing. The UFC doesn't really do that. They're not handing Pico anybody here. I mean, this dude just beat Ige and Emmett after he beat Barboza. You might say they're on their way down, but you still got to beat him, right? You still got to beat him. The dude's 16-0-1. He's a monster. I mean, this dude, you think about him, right? He's a purple belt in the jits, and on the ground, this one would be all Pico, you would think, right? But 7 knockouts for the Iceman. And Murphy, obviously, I mean, he's the nephew of one of the most famous boxing trainers in Manchester. That's a terrible accent. Ozzy Osbourne. Shout out to Ozzy. And Mark Goddard, who's from there as well, the UFC ref. But Oliver Harrison, who's the uncle of Murphy, right? Guess who he trained? Rocky Fielding and one of the greatest boxers to ever come out of England. You know who that is, Scott? Amir Khan. Amir Khan trained by Oliver Harrison, who's the uncle of Lerone Murphy. How about that? Dun, 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 dun. What he did against Ige was impressive. You know what I mean? And Emmett, the unanimous, those guys are almost impossible to finish, but he's got the 4th most significant strikes in a UFC featherweight fight. He's got a tie for the longest active win streak in the featherweight division of the UFC. He's got 7 wins by KO. And he is waiting to enter the octagon against Aaron Pico. And interestingly enough, in 2013, it's 12 years ago, he had left a barbershop, get this, right, on Lloyd Street South in the Manchester suburb of Fallowfield. He was shot by a gunman, because who else would shoot you but a gunman? Sometimes when people write these stories, he was shot by a gunman. No, really? Who else would have shot him? He was shot by a tree. He was shot by a dog. Was he shot by... Never mind. He was shot by a gunman. But he was hit by 3 bullets, hit in the face and the neck twice. He survives. He survives at like 50 Cent. He has a shard of a bullet permanently embedded in his tongue. The only other person I know that I could even tell that story about is 50 Cent, right? And that's pretty interesting. So Murphy to win by KO or TKO is plus 650, and Pico to win by KO TKO is plus 350. So Pico a little bit more of a favorite there. The overall odds of this fight, let me see where we at here. It ain't where you're from, it's where you at. Rakim, come on, you guys know this. So let's see. Murphy and Pico. Undefeated. He has the draw. And Pico gets welcome to the octagon. He's only 28. Murphy's 34. No real height advantage. A 3-inch reach advantage, in spite of the fact that he's only an inch taller for Murphy. Pico wanted Ivloev, Movsar, and obviously that didn't happen. He wanted to be on this card, and he wanted to fight against Ivloev, but it's going to be Murphy. 8-0-1 in the UFC, the main event against Josh Emmett last April. By the way, smash that like, hit the subscribe, hit that QR code as well. Medi, M-E-D-I. I help you with your medical. Both guys in phenomenal shape. Look at this. Let's see. Where are the odds, man? Bring me the odds. Bring me the odds. Where we at? It ain't where you're from. It's where you at. Buffer doing the intros. 13-4. Can you believe, Scott, that we're seeing Aaron Pico in the octagon? At least we're talking about Pico and not Pico Grams. Oh! That'd have been a great nickname. Aaron Pico Graham. That's a John Jones term, in case you were wondering. Pico Graham. Good old John Jones gets offered $30 million and retires the next day. I want $30 million. Okay, never mind. I don't want it. I actually didn't say that. I don't want the $30 million. I thought I did, but now I don't. Now I want to fight at the White House for $30 million. Although Jones doing the Trump dance, I have to admit, that was awesome. Jones doing the Trump dance. And whether you like Donald Trump or not, and we're not here for that, but man, Jones doing the Trump dance in front of Trump in the octagon. And how about the commander-in-chief being a huge UFC guy, Dana speaking at the convention, and now the rest of us get a fight on the White House lawn. I don't care who the hell the president is. I don't care what the hell party's in charge. Well, I do, but just not in this instance. Think about this. You are going to see the octagon on the White House lawn. Just let that sink in for a second. The octagon on the White House lawn. That'd be great. What if Trump and Putin are the main event? The B-52s fly over. I think Vladimir Putin's a sissy. I don't think he was a real KGB soldier. I think he sat at a desk and did nothing. I can't picture that guy doing anything against anyone. I cannot picture Putin being a fighter. I'm sorry, I can't. But I can picture Murphy and Pico, and here they go. How about that, man? What a nice fight right here. Oh, slip from Murphy. Did Pico catch him there? I don't think so. These logos are slickery. Slickery up in there. Man, so Prates with the knockout at 4:59 over Jeff Neal, the one shot with the spinning elbow. MVP, the decision win over Cannonier. Tim Elliott, submission win earlier to kick the card off as a plus 250 dog. Roof. Pico in the clinch has Murphy up against the fence. And, you know, you get shot in the face and twice in the neck and you live. Obviously, you're a superhero anyway, right? Pico is going to try, though, to test that lead leg with kicks. And Pico looking quick out there with the combos. You better be careful, though, right there in striking primary distance. Going for a single leg, though. And Aaron Pico right where Aaron Pico wants to be. Already has his first UFC takedown a minute into the fight. How about that? First one. Now Pico in top position. He's still on his feet. Murphy turtling up, but you always have to be careful of things like an armbar. People are going, go get him, just rush in. You really got to be careful. You can't just like rush in. You know what I'm saying? Only fools rush in. Only time will tell if we stand the test of time. 3:30 left in round number 1. Murphy's up. They're back in the center of the octagon. Pico mindful of keeping those elbows in when he's got the guard up. Gotta watch those body shots and those kicks from a guy like Murphy. So quick and agile. Pico shoots in again. Great position for another takedown. There's number 2. This time a double leg. A single and a double already in 2 minutes inside of the octagon for Aaron Pico, who was a minus 195 favorite coming in. Murphy at plus 165, excusez-moi. I got to start using terms like that because Du Plessis is fighting. So, moi, Du Plessis. I got to be fancy. Would you pass the Grey Poupon? But of course, Du Plessis. A spinning kick attempted by Murphy. Pico way out of the way. Oh, Pico goes up top with a head kick, blocked nicely by Murphy. Oh, Pico with a nice left hook. He threw a 1-2 combo, followed it up with a left hook, used it as a point of entry up against the fence in the clinch. 2.5 minutes, a little bit less than that, remaining in round number 1. Pico already 2 takedowns, sharper on the feet than Murphy. Oh, the big knee right up the middle, connected, might have grazed the forehead. But Murphy is a little shell-shocked. I don't think he expected Pico to be this fast. And now right up against the cage again is Pico with that shoulder and that head digging in under the chin and the neck of Murphy. Oh, nice left by Pico on the way out. He looks sharp, Scott. Aaron Pico looking good. He means business in the octagon. I mean, everybody does, but come on. Front kick missed by Murphy. Oh, Pico gets crushed by an elbow. That's it. Good God. Good God. Are you kidding me? Oh, fool's rush. Pico came in full speed and got absolutely laid the F out. I'm talking bar fight. I'm talking that loudmouth with 10 beers in him who keeps talking to the former Marine like he's a tough guy. You ain't so bad. Those tattoos don't scare me. Oh, yeah. Murphy counting off money. Yeah, Dana's going to be handing out a couple of them bonuses tonight, dog. Doggies and dogettes. You know what I'm saying? What a shot from Murphy. Pico was dominating the fight. He had 2 takedowns. He's landing everything in the world. And he got too cocky, got in too close. I don't even know if he's all right. He's still out cold. And, well, he's waking up now. But he's been out cold in the middle of the octagon. I got to get an official time on this. There goes the siren that warns of the air raid. Boom. That looked like an air raid right there. Ace is high, Iron Maiden. Look at that. That's another spinning elbow, and it caught him flush in the temple. 2 in a row. When's the last time, if ever, time keeps flowing like a river. When's the last time we had 2 spinning elbow knockouts back to back on the same fight card? Anyone? Where's Jeff Kane when we need him? Jeff Kane, paging Jeff Kane, my old partner. Scott, you have to text Jeff and ask him if this has ever happened. I don't remember 2 in a row. Think about this. 2 in a row, spinning back elbows in the first round. Back to back. Like it's Jordan, 96, 97. Oh, he caught him flush in the temple. Pico was coming in fast to, I mean, and you can't blame him because he had success doing it. He was going right back into the clinch up against the fence. And on the way in, he got tagged. Oh my God, Murphy. What was that? We said before the fight, plus 650 for the KO TKO, I want to say. Oh, I feel like Pico and Jeff Neal need to call Medi. You need to hit that QR code and get on Medi, the AI-powered health companion that combines conversational and vision-enabled AI with a non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks like recovering from spinning back elbow knockouts. It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Just get that QR code. Let's go, baby. Medical intelligence. How about that? That's an oxymoron. Not anymore with Medi. Ha! Wow, Murphy with the win of his career tonight. Doggy dog. Oh, man, 2 in a row. I love this sport so freaking much. 2 in a row, man.
That was incredible. That was a little scary. Right there on the temple.
Right on the temple, flush with the point of the elbow. The other one from Prates was the forearm, and it grazed him, and you could see the power. But when you connect flush with a bow like that right in the temple, I mean, that is wow. That's brain trauma. I'm not gonna. I mean, it's CTE. That's a CTE. That's TKO by CTE, or actually not a TKO. That's KO by CTE. That's embedded in his brain and in his skull forever. That's the 8th knockout, by the way, for Murphy. And again, the dude got shot in the face twice and in the neck once. Longest active win streak in the UFC featherweight division. The man's gonna get a title shot before too long. I mean, you have got to think before too long he is going to get a title shot. I know that division's jacked and stacked. You guys are going to have to forgive me for a minute while I stand up and do something. Got to stretch the old legs a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the same as I ever was. I'm not as great as I once was, but I'm as great as I was once. I think that's the way you say it. Uh-huh. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. All right, here we go. Yeah. Wow. 2 in a row. Where's Jeff Kane when we need him? We need our MMA Weekly historian. We have 20 years plus from the vaults. Have there ever been back-to-back first-round knockouts on the same pay-per-view by spinning back elbows? Have there ever been 2 spinning back elbow knockouts on the same card? In the first round, they both were. You never know when history is going to be made in the octagon. Man, oh man. And all the time people bitch about these fight cards. I don't know why. No one cares about Pico and Murphy. Yes, we do. And this is why. You never know when someone's just going to have their life flash in front of their eyes. And Murphy hugging his team. Just crazy, right? I mean, how far is he from a title shot, Scott? He's got to be at some point, getting to that level. And I'm trying to pull up the rankings right now so I can look for myself, but the UFC rankings page is super slow to load tonight for some reason. I've tried it on 3 devices that do not want to cooperate with me. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Let's see. Maybe, yeah, they're just not going to pull up for some reason. Let's see where we're at in featherweight. What a win for Murphy, and what a fight card we're working on right here. I mean, you got 100K in those last 2 fights. Without a doubt, 100K being handed out to those 2 cats right there. It's just so awesome. It is so awesome. Let's see, where are we here? I am at Volkanovski, Evloev, and Pico wanted that fight. Oh, he ain't getting that fight now. Yair's at 3, Diego Lopez. Ooh, boy. Yeah, he's coming off the loss. T-City has a big fight coming up. Murphy at number 6. T-City and Sterling are fighting. Murphy already beat Emmett, who's number 8. And Ige, who's 14. Yeah, he's going to be... Arnold Allen's ahead of him. He's coming off a win. T-City coming off a loss. He or Aljo, if Aljo beats him, he's out of the way. I don't think a title shot's next for Murphy. Maybe, man, oh man, I don't know. Wow. I don't know. What do you think, Scott? What do you guys think? Hit us up in the text right now. The audience going through the roof. Smash the like, the subscribe, hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? All right. And while we leave you for a moment to contemplate that, let's hear again from our incredible title sponsor here tonight, Medi, the AI-powered health companion, right here on MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 319.
Fighters put in the rounds, fans. What's up, guys? Bad Bob with MMA Weekly with a quick word from our sponsors.
Bad Bob.
Fighters put in the rounds, fans live for the moments. Now, Medi is stepping into the cage with something totally different. The Medi app plus the Medi token. Soon you'll be able to check your injuries before Dr. Google scares you to death. You'll also be able to scan your skin so everyone at the gym doesn't say, "Is that ringworm?" and they're scared to train with you on the mat. And you'll also be able to book sports doctors without waiting for 45 minutes listening to that elevator music. You'll also be able to track recovery like you track fight stats. Unlock fight fan perks with Medi. Medi isn't stock. It's your corner coach for healthcare, minus the yelling and the spit bucket. This is definitely like something you've never seen before, and we're actually going to be launching soon, and I recommend you get in early. Be on the lookout for Medi app and grab Medi today, because even champs need a good cut, man. Click the link in the description below so all of you can find out everything you need to know about the Medi token and the Medi app. Let's stay in the fight. What's up, guys? Bad Bob with MMA Weekly.
There we go. And there's the, we got the Pacquiao Barrios thing up there, Scott Still. Du Plessis and Chimaev. Look at that. That's a nice bit of artwork right there. And there's Bad Bob again. He looks bad. Look at him. He's got the teardrop. He's got the neck tat. I wouldn't want to mess with that dude. I'd be needing some some AI-powered healthcare. And how about this? How do Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis top what we just saw? Back-to-back in the co-main and the co-main. Carlos Prates and Laron Murphy. Back-to-back spinning back elbow knockouts. Not TKOs, knockouts. Kill shots. Back-to-back. Prates over Jeff Neal with 1 second left in round number 1. And, oh, man, look at this Du Plessis. Khamzat ranked number 3. He would kill Imavov or Strickland. I mean, come on, let's be real about that. I'm starting to believe in Dricus, though, or Dricus, as Strickland calls him. I just don't know about Boers on this level. Like, I remember Boers' fight, and the one that really stood out to me, and Scott, we did this one live together. It was in Jacksonville. It was literally their return trip to Jacksonville, like the thank you fight card for everything Jacksonville did for them in the COVID year. And it was Gilbert Burns. And you remember that. It was a unanimous decision, but it was a tough fight. Gilbert gave him everything he could and then some, right? And then you're looking at Khamzat, the Kamaru Usman last minute thing. And remember the Kevin Holland thing when the Diaz mess, and you and I were on live for that press conference, the whole thing got screwed up. Well, that was a crazy fight, rearranging with all the weights, and the weights missed, and Khamzat with a bad miss on that one in Vegas, and he submitted Kevin Holland with a Bravo choke. But Kamaru Usman, remember, in Abu Dhabi, last minute, he comes in and wins by a majority decision. Khamzat did. And the longer that fight went on, the more Kamaru looked like he was starting to – and Usman's a legend, right? And then Whitaker, the face crank submission in the first round. Whitaker didn't seem like he was 100% even there. Khamzat, in his career, you remember the COVID year, right? I mean, when this dude legitimately – he fought twice in the same month. You know what I mean? And I believe that was when he did it at 2 different weight classes. Quickest turnaround between UFC wins in the modern era, 10 days, right? I don't know if it was those fights where he switched weight classes, but he did switch weight classes in that year. I remember he fought twice in July and once in September in the COVID year. And he won the first one in the second round over John Phillips, won the second one over Reese McKee in the first round, and then the third one against Mearshart, who got knocked out earlier tonight, in 17 seconds. So that's pretty impressive, obviously, to say the least. Now he gets the championship matchup against Dricus Du Plessis. All of this, right, leading up to Khamzat's first title fight in the octagon. We thought for sure it'd be a lot sooner than this, right? He's had some issues over the years with travel, things like that, but it's interesting when you see what Du Plessis has done coming from out of nowhere in 2022. He's beaten Brad Tavares and then Darren Till. I remember at the time, it's December of 2022, fight of the night against Darren Till, and he got him with a face crank in the third round. And you're like, man, Darren Till trying to fight his way back into title contention. And at the time, I didn't think DDP would win that fight. That's when he really got my attention. Then he gets the corner stoppage against Brunson. Then he TKOs Rob Whitaker. And that was when the whole world stood up and took notice. And again, this is Whitaker a year and a half ago in Toronto. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, that wasn't in Toronto. The Strickland fight was in Toronto. Where was the Whitaker fight? The Whitaker fight was in Vegas. That's right. It was the UFC middleweight title eliminator at UFC 290. Then 297. You know what I mean? He does it for the belt, beats Sean Strickland by split decision. Such a tough fight. And Strickland, you got to give him, man, this dude's a G. He's tough as they come. And then he beat Izzy with the face crank submission and all that shit talking. Who's the real African, the white, the black dude going at it? Like literally, Izzy and those guys went after him on that level. And then he got their respect. He beat him in the 4th round by face crank in Australia, in Perth, right? And then he beat Strickland again, also in Sydney at UFC 312. And now here he is at UFC 319. Taking on the great Khamzat Chimaev. But you think about a guy who has really turned it on, put all the pieces together. He's a kickboxer, Dricus Du Plessis. You know what I mean? And you're talking about an amateur kickboxing record of 33-0 with 30 knockouts. He's 23-2 in the cage, 11 by submission, 9 by knockout, second-degree black belt in kickboxing. He's from, obviously, South Africa. He's been a middleweight. He's been a welterweight. And the middleweight years, 13 through 17, and then recently, the welterweight years, 2015 through 18. And, of course, 2015 through 18 is a long time ago. This just in. And if you're looking back for the losses for Dricus Du Plessis, some dude named Gareth McClellan, beat him in South Africa by a guillotine in 2014. And another dude, after a whole bunch of wins in a row, named Roberto Soldic, beat him at KSW in London by TKO. So by KO, rather. But then it was knockout, and then he comes to the UFC, and it has been KO, decision unanimous, face crank against Darren Till, TKO corner stoppage, TKO punches, decision, face crank, decision. So he is good as Khamzat makes his way into the octagon. DDP very good in the submission game. He thinks he can get a finish in this fight by submission. Chimaev's been extremely cocky. We know exactly what Khamzat's going to do, right? We know exactly what he's going to do. He can win fights on the feet. We know that. You know what I mean? He can. And obviously, that's something that when you look at that, it's obviously a big-time opportunity for him if he's able to do that. You know what I mean? And think about what that does and opens things up for him, makes him more money, gives him a highlight reel knockout. He can definitely do that. But more likely path to victory would be takedown, ground and pound. But anybody who thinks like this is a striker against a submission guy or a striker against a wrestler, it's not. DDP is good on the ground, man. And his takedown defenses are good. He's good on the ground. He's good in every area. I really think that this is going to be a very tough fight. Khamzat minus 220. Dricus is plus 180. It's pretty crazy to think about that with the level of skill that each of these guys have. And again, Chimaev a minus 220. We're almost at the intro, Scott. Oh, my blood is boiling. Everything is churning inside of me right now, ready for this fight. And Medi is an AI-powered health companion that, hey, help me find out what's wrong with me with all this churning that's going on inside. They combine conversational and vision-enabled AI with non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. It helps users find credible info, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Check out that QR code on your screen right now. Hey, it's your tomorrow. Come on, man. What is going on here? There we go. Okay. So we have got. All right, there we go. Yeah. I mean, did you think DDP was going to be the guy? Look at Daniel Van Westerhuizen. Whitaker was still injured from DDP. That's why he panic tapped when Chimaev squeezed his jaw. I mean, it happens, right? It happens. I mean, that group of contenders, he beat Strickland twice. Whitaker, Izzy. Was Izzy done? Was Rob done? Did he get these guys at the right time? Those are always questions that are legitimate to ask. By the way, throw up your thoughts in the comments. Who's going to win this fight and how? Who's going to win and how? We love the numbers. Super strong, Scott. Trending large and in charge on YouTube. As always, you guys never let us down with our MMA live coverage of UFC pay-per-views. We'll have all the pay-per-views. We'll have boxing matches, the big ones. We might even do some WWE in the future. Wrap-up shows. We are going to be here for you for all the coverage you want and need, right? So get them to the starting gate. Let's go, man. I mean, just how long has it been? We've been sitting in anticipation with bated breath, man, waiting for Khamzat Chimaev to get a title fight. And here he is against DDP, Dricus Du Plessis. You knew it was going to be at middleweight. Dricus making that walk to the octagon. Stone-faced assassin, a killer on his way out. And Khamzat Chimaev just seemed like too happy, a little too goofy, a little too cocky, like a lot too cocky. And that's not even a sentence. That's how bad it is, coming in. But he's exceeded every expectation, DDP. He's got incredible self-confidence. He's on a big-time roll right now. He's not going to be fazed at all by the aura of Khamzat Chimaev. So many times guys are beaten before they even get in there. This is not going to happen with DDP. Khamzat, since he beat those two guys in 10 days, it's been a while. He's had years of struggling to make it to the octagon, and now here he is, Dricus to win is interesting. Plus 220. I see plus 200, plus 220. South African flag draped around him right now, obviously. And Dricus by KO, TKO, or DQ plus 550. By submission plus 900. By submission plus 6. Khamzat just to win minus 245. By KO, TKO, DQ plus 350. By submission plus 130. And by decision plus 500. So the lowest odds for Khamzat is obviously minus 245 victory, but plus 130 by submission. So a little bit longer of a shot that he wins by KO, TKO. So that'd be probably the easiest path to victory, according to most people. But for DDP, his kicks are not to be taken lightly, man. Chimaev freaked out. DDP got in his head. That's a great point. DDP round 4 KO. Keep those thoughts coming. You guys are the smartest MMA fans in the world. Aliens come down in round 2, says OJ Simpson. I didn't do it, but if I had, here's how I would have. And here's how it actually would have went down had I done it. But I didn't. Who's ever done that? Such the diabolical genius of OJ Simpson. Every husband alive has dreamed of doing what he did, getting away with it, writing a book about it, making millions. Good Lord, OJ. Are you kidding me? I'm joking. Everybody, calm down. I think it's funny. Very good with the kicks, though. DDP, tremendous power in both his feet and his hands, right? He's used wrestling offensively in his title fights to help win those fights. He's got the submission game. It is, 11 fights he's won. 11 fights by tap out. 11. You know what I mean? Like, this is not some dude that's just going to get ragged in there by Khamzat. Khamzat does have the lowest resting heart rate. It's interesting. He's got great cardio, but so does DDP. Du Plessis wants to make the fight a marathon. Khamzat wants a sprint and a quick finish. He's just destroyed most people. We know Khamzat's going to hit a takedown at some point, right? How will Du Plessis respond? His takedown D is pretty good. How will he respond? The front headlock, and when he gets your back, those are the two most dangerous positions for Khamzat. DDP knows he needs to avoid those. In real time, real speed, not always easy, right? And I definitely think that you want to avoid, no matter what, giving him your back. So many people picking Dricus Du Plessis. I'm not alone on that anymore. Both guys 31, 6'1 versus 6'2. Du Plessis giving up an inch there. But he has an inch in the reach advantage, even though he's an inch shorter. And Khamzat at 183, Du Plessis had 185 on the way in. Of course, they're both heavier right now. But I wonder how Du Plessis will do once Khamzat gets a takedown. And then I'm wondering what Khamzat will do once he feels the power of Dricus Du Plessis. Each of those things is going to happen in the fight tonight. And I'm wondering which guy will respond more positively to being attacked and struck with the other guy's, obviously strength, and rather than being able to bounce back from those things is going to be an opportunity in this fight. And Goddard gets the main event as the ref. Du Plessis really needs to work the low kicks and body punches, chop down the tree, just start beating away on that cardio, right? Meanwhile, you're building toward what you think would be a TKO, KO, and Khamzat obviously going to come in there. He's just looking to wreck shit. Every time he gets in there, that's what he's doing. His double leg is so explosive. I think the best in the sport right now. We haven't seen a ton of his stand-up. You saw a bunch against Gilbert Burns, and it looked pretty good, but that's Burns. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, right? So I don't know. And Whitaker's a real good striker, too. I don't want to take anything away from Bobby Knuckles. You know what I'm saying? So it really is Khamzat full speed ahead, looking for takedowns, looking to pound the hell out of you. And that's what he's looking for, the quick finish. DDP is more of a marathon guy. In the scrambles, how's that going to look? Man, this is crazy. It is. I can't believe this fight's about to start. This is the fight that I've been looking forward to the most out of any title fight in recent UFC history. This would be the one right now. Survive the early storm if you're DDP. Be the early storm if you're Khamzat. Pretty much, right? I believe Dricus finishes him tonight. I think he's going to hit him with something that he's never been hit with before. And we're going to see Khamzat taste the canvas. I'm convinced. What do you guys think? Hit us up in the chat. Hit that like. Hit the bell so you get the alerts when we're coming your way with more content. Look at Khamzat, still just that ease on his face, the smile, zero nerves. The preparation is there. The confidence is there. the resting heart rate, it's like he's not even moving. It's unbelievable. So I'm really excited for this fight right now. And, when I look at what could happen here at middleweight and the fights that this sets up with Khamzat not really having fought, any of those guys in those top of the rankings, everybody going to be looking to get a shot against him. Remember, DDP already cleaned out. He beat Izzy. You know what I mean? He beat Strickland twice. So Strickland's going to want a shot right away at Khamzat. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after this fight, depending upon which way it goes. And I have no idea what is going to happen, but I am going to pick DDP. I don't know what you're going to do, Scott, but I got DDP. And I think Khamzat will lose for the first time, obviously, but also it's going to be a KO. It might be a one-shot KO later in the fight. But I think Imavov is a guy who could legitimately get the next shot. But DDP, Dricus Du Plessis, the run that he has been on. I mean, you think about this dude, right? Just unbelievable. The orthodox fighter still knocks, you know what I'm saying? He's a second-degree black belt in kickboxing. He's 23-2, 9 knockouts, 11 wins by submission. The who's who, the face cranks against Whitaker and Izzy, former champions, legends, the best of the best at the present time. He's beaten them all. He's almost beaten them all, right? Time to show the world what South Africa's made of. Go get it. All the best tonight, DDP says. Cricket master. I love watching people play cricket. I always wanted to try it. Boer's just a smidge taller, looking a lot skinnier. DDP giving him nothing, not backing off an inch from Khamzat Chimaev. We are ready for the main event. Let's go. Don't forget to hit for Medi, the AI-powered health companion, our title sponsor here tonight, helping you find credible information, book appointments, and keep your data secure and private with a non-custodial wallet, combining conversational and vision-enabled AI to keep you healthy. That's Medi. Hit the QR. Let's go. In the middle of the octagon, Boers and DDP. Khamzat finally fighting for UFC gold, and right away shoots the double, and right away he gets it, but DDP flips him right back over. Oh, and Khamzat's got top position already. Within 10 seconds, he got him. Holy bleep is all I'm going to say about that. He got him already, man. That's insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Little Cypress Hill there for you. But Khamzat in exactly the position that DDP wanted to avoid. There's not even sweat yet to make him slippery. He can get a grip with his feet on the octagon, on the canvas. He can get a grip around him, working for chokes from top position. This is a disaster early on for Dricus. And we knew at some point, and we pretty sure we knew, that he would have to really test his defense on the ground and get up from a takedown, as Khamzat trying to pin that right arm down with the knee so he can throw lefts at the face of Du Plessis. He's got the right arm of Du Plessis in a body triangle, throwing lefts, hitting him in the ear. They're not really doing much damage, but I think that Goddard's telling him, hey, stop punching him in the back of the head. And that's kind of what was happening there. DDP trying to posture up off that back, man. He's just not strong enough to do it, absorbing all these little tiny shots like this from top position from Khamzat, who's now laying across the front of Du Plessis. He's got the right arm in the triangle between the legs. He's laying across his chest and throat and then hitting him from underneath with the left, as Du Plessis, with 3.5 minutes left, is in a world of shit here, and it's not getting any better for him. And these are all like little tiny taps, but they're all scoring from Khamzat. They're all scoring. And that is interesting right here to see that takedown right away. It almost looked reminiscent of Ben Askren against Masvidal, minus the fact that Askren ate the knee, but he went for the takedown that quickly. Remember how fast Brock Lesnar used to do it? Kind of like that. Within 10 seconds, bang, takedown. And he's had him down for 2 minutes to start the fight. He's had him down for 2 minutes to start the fight, and just not a good place to be for Dricus Du Plessis. And, you think about Khamzat in the first round against Whitaker, Khamzat in the first round against Holland, in the first round against Lee Jinglan, against Mearshart, against Reese McKee, all those first round finishes for Boers, and look, Kamaru took him the distance, and Gilbert Burns took him the distance. Dricus Du Plessis is not hurt by any means right now, but as Khamzat just kind of camps out, laying across the front of him, he's hitting him with a lot of little shots to the temples, scrambling that brain up a little bit, but also adding up those points. And he's got to be careful of a choke here, does Du Plessis, because Khamzat now has full side mount. And this is really a terrible start to this fight for Dricus Du Plessis, trying to work his way over to that cage. He's gone all the way from the center of the octagon to about 2 feet away from the fence right now. 2-minute mark, round number 1. He's been on his back. Of the 3 minutes and 10 seconds we're about to hit of this fight, he's been on his back for 3 of those minutes. Tremendous control from the top. Or Khamzat, DDP has not been in this position like this before for this long, obviously, and it's got to be humbling. It's got to be, he's got the legs crossed. He's doing everything he can to keep that wind, keep the cardio up right now. And with about 1:30 remaining in the round, he is just trying to keep his breath, not panic, obviously. The cardio is really important. He's got the arms now completely wrapped around Khamzat's head and pinning him close to his body so he can't move those arms and punch him or go for chokes. And now DDP has his feet up on the cage. 1:15 left in round 1. Who would have thought this would happen? One takedown in the center of the octagon to start the fight. The one thing you cannot allow to happen. And by the way, I mentioned Ben Askren. Shout out to Ben and his wife, Amy. I've known Ben for years when he was an assistant wrestling coach under Sean Charles at Arizona State when Anthony Robles was winning a national championship. And of course, you've seen the movie on Anthony Robles. But Ben Askren was an assistant on that team and just a great wrestler, an Olympian, and a tremendous competitor in MMA. And the health struggles, the double lung transplant, people stepping up to help him. Just check out his social media content and support Ben Askren. Funky do as much as you can. 30 seconds left in the round. Dricus Du Plessis has been taken down. He has been held down. He has been humbled. He has had his entire game plan go out the window. And now with 23 seconds left, he gave up his back. What are you doing, bro? Oh, he's so lucky. He gets out of it. And Khamzat now scrambling takes him right back down. So strong and so technically proficient. Dricus going for a choke. He's not going to get him to tap. You got 8 seconds left in the round. 6-5. Khamzat pulls his head out. A dominant round. An elbow straight down for Khamzat as he dominates the champion in round number 1. That's probably a 10-8 round for Khamzat Chimaev. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right out of the gate. In that opening round, I'm saying it's probably a 10-8. Du Plessis a little bit lumped up. He's a little bit short of breath. Right away, he gives up the takedown. I want to see what the live odds are coming up. Un momento, por favor, because this is ridiculous, man. I did not expect to see that happen so early in this fight. And that was a dominant round, man. Oh, Lord, where's the live scoring? I got to get on some live scoring here for this one. Live analysis. All right, we'll do the live scoring here with you. Dricus has a big lump in the middle of the forehead. He's smiling. You've got to get that ego out of the way. You've been humbled. You got to, hey, the fight starts now, bro. You did what you could. You survived the onslaught. Most guys would have been done at instantly the takedown. Du Plessis, both cheeks are lumped up. His forehead's lumped up on both sides. And Khamzat just acting like nothing even happened. Like he's pre-walkout in terms of the cardio right now. And Dricus with a head kick from distance. Khamzat looks a lot taller than what the numbers say. And again, with a double leg, Dricus scrambling like crazy to get away from him. Wow, this is unbelievable. He didn't score the takedown, but Dricus is on one knee up against the cage. Khamzat has his back and he's blasting knees into his left hip. This is crazy. Dricus Du Plessis is a dominant champion who's been in there with killers. And Khamzat Chimaev is just ridiculous, man. 2 shots. The first one ends up in a double leg. He controls him on the ground for 2 minutes and 50 seconds or 2:30 or whatever it was. And Dricus got up at the end. And then to start this round, Dricus got off one head kick. And now Chimaev off the scramble. Dricus obviously with the takedown D. But now Khamzat's got his back. And he's immediately going to work for those chokes. This is crazy. Dricus just being treated like a child by Khamzat Chimaev. Like a child, man. And you got 4 minutes left in this round. Ragdoll, living in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Just ragdolled him twice, man. This dude is insane with the strength, insane with everything. It is absolutely absurd when you think about the level of Dricus Du Plessis in the octagon and to see what Khamzat Chimaev has now done to him. It's just almost impossible to even fathom. Almost impossible to even fathom. And on a night when we saw 2 in a row finished by spinning back elbow, both in the first round, Carlos Prates and Lerone Murphy beating Jeff Neal, hands of steel, and then Aaron Pico in his Bellator debut. MVP beats Killer Gorilla by decision, and then of course this submission win for Tim Elliott against Asakara. But still, the knees from Khamzat, he's literally standing bent over with his arms around the midsection of DDP, who's on one knee with both hands down against the fence, right? You can't knee in the head of a downed opponent, like all that stuff, right? He's making sure he's a downed opponent, obviously, right now. But with 2:50 remaining in round number 2, Dricus Du Plessis has not been on his feet for more than 15 seconds of this fight. Standing up, this has been all Khamzat. He's blasting him with knee after knee, right in the ass, right in the hips, right in the thighs, and the hammies. Bang, 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 knee after knee after knee after knee. And I don't give a crap who you are. Those things add up, and they really hurt. They take away your legs. You're not going to be able to throw with power off those legs as much as you could because he's chipping away. And now with 2:15 remaining in the round, Khamzat trying to get his left leg inside the legs of Du Plessis. Good block by Du Plessis. But now Khamzat's got that left arm in. Oh, he just took it out. He took it out. He's working underneath now, so it'd be an arm in. But he's going to set him up here. He keeps hitting him in the body to try to get those arms down so he can get that rear naked choke in and finish this fight. I don't remember a more dominating performance over this amount of time to start a title fight in a long time. I've seen him finish quickly. I've seen dominant performances. I mean, good Lord. You've seen plenty of those, right? You've seen plenty of those performances. How about Usman when he was dominating that division? Seen those. But, you know, the head kick from Leon Edwards ended all that. But as far as the level of competition, the face crank against Whitaker, you know what I mean? Just that's unbelievable. Khamzat, right? And so I think about I think about the Khamzat Chimaev and his ability to just control his opponents. And he's toying with DDP right now. And DDP's got great defense. That's why he's still in the fight and not finished already. But it's been all defense for Dricus Du Plessis, and it's been preventative defense. It hasn't been defense with a little offense mixed in. There's no thought of a pick six or a scooped up fumble here. This is just self-preservation. Save my life and make it through this round. And now it's been 2 rounds in a row. The takedown to start the first round, and now this, he's just had his back the entire round, blasting him with knees and working for a choke. You got 40 seconds left in the round. DDP still keeping his fist on the ground and postured up to have both feet on the ground and both fists still has a fist on the ground, can't knee a downed opponent, obviously in the head. So now he's looking to get up again. Borz will not let go of his back. There's 25 seconds left in the round. This has got to be, I mean, I'm thinking, are you thinking 2 10-8 rounds in a row? I mean, think about that. You're up 4 rounds after 2. That's insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. 15 seconds remaining in round number 2 of what has been a good old-fashioned just butt whooping by Khamzat Chimaev. Just kind of like, hey, man, I'm just going to toy with you for a couple of rounds. And, you know, he's searching. He's looking for that choke, maybe looking for a finish as the round comes to an end. But it has been all so far. It has been all bores. Khamzat Chimaev, such an impressive performance so far. Thank you for being here. It's MMA Weekly's live coverage, Fight Companion, UFC 319. Take cover. Take cover. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what you tell Du Plessis now if you're in his corner. I mean, he literally hit you with the takedown in round number 1. And then, yeah, in round number 2, he had your back the entire round. And speaking of having your back in a completely different way, medically speaking, Medi, M-E-D-I, is an AI-powered health companion, combining conversational and vision-enabled AI with a non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. And all you got to do, brother, sister, or whoever you are, is check that QR code right there. Just aim your camera at that bad boy, and you are in business with Medi. Just like Chimaev and DDP back in business in just a second. Mark Goddard, the ref, the live odds have to be about -7 million on Khamzat right now. 2 dominating rounds for the challenger, and Du Plessis doesn't know what hit him. And there's another double leg, and he's taken down again up against the fence. He is so fat. I mean, how can a decorated champion of this caliber just not defend a takedown? And now Khamzat Chimaev has his back again. This is easy work for Khamzat. I did not think I'd see this the way that I'm seeing it. Now they're chest to chest. Oh, and a takedown in the center of the octagon. That's 2 in this round. He's 3 for 3 unofficially. Now he's got full side control again. Oh, DDP's locked in too. He's got that left arm around him, and he could do exactly what he did in round number 1 again. This is absurd. And I just lost my stream right in the middle. No, there it comes back. Okay, good job. Keep that coming. He's got side control. Du Plessis is just at the mercy of Khamzat Chimaev. Again, this is one of the most one-sided beatings I've ever seen in a UFC title fight. And he hasn't beat the crap out of him. He hasn't, hit him with a bunch of shots that did damage. Yeah, he's lumped up. He's hitting him with knuckles from close range in that whole first round. But, man, he's got lumps all over him. He's been held down for the better part of the beginning of this fight, and my feed is gone. It just froze, literally right now, in the middle of all this. Oh, okay, there we go. It's going to be a bit behind, but here it is. All right, let's just pray that this keeps going through the end of the fight. Man, it's breaking the internet, but just a dominant performance so far for Khamzat Chimaev. The takedowns, I'm trying to find live scoring right now. Because this fight is just unbelievable. Where are we? Live. Okay, hold on. You guys are going to have to bear with me for a second. All right, 1 second.
You can watch it right here.
Just refresh it.
All right, it's going again. There it is. All right. Yeah, I'm at 3:15 of round number 3, but nothing's changed. I mean, it's like death, taxes, and Khamzat on top. I mean, literally right now. This has been a one-sided beatdown where, you ever get somebody down on the playground when you were a kid and you just stand there and they can't move and you posture up and you just start slapping them and pulling up their shirt and pinching their fat and all those things like that on the playground to embarrass the kid. You know what I'm saying? That seems like this fight. He's hitting him with those short little punches. Oh, now some elbows popping down onto the head of Du Plessis, and the champion is in big trouble right now. And I want to say his title reign is on life support right now. He might not make it out of this round. He's in the center of the octagon. He's upside down in the monster can, and it's not looking good for DDP. The over-under, by the way, was 2.5 rounds. The over was minus 105. And yeah, baby, the over just came in. And that's a UFC graphic with DraftKings. I'm looking for the live. All the live ones are taking forever to load. So I'm trying to pull this up to see what people are saying about this as it's happening. The UFC throws a lot of the tweets up, or the X's, on this as well. So we'll see. I don't know why this is happening the way it's happening with the page that I'm trying to load. So we'll do it. But Khamzat now laying across the front of him, just tapping him with tiny little shots on top of the head. And it really is interesting. Wow, he is a monster. I just did not see this happening like this. Did you? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. DDP's getting mauled, man. And Khamzat laying across the top of him, has his right arm trapped in between his legs, his left arm pinned down by his own right elbow, and he's laying right there just throwing elbows down and punches down. It's just crazy, man. It is absolutely insane what he's doing to a great world champion. A great world champion. I just don't, it's like you can't believe what you're seeing. 110 left in the round, and he's still just spinning around with him in there, toying with him. His heart rate's never gone up once during this fight. Chimaev, and just the way that he holds the right arm in with the leg, it's crazy. And DDP trying to posture up, try doing a push-up with Boers on top. I'm not a push-up, a sit-up is what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So now Boers transitioning back to full mount. He's got full mount. DDP turns sideways. He's going to give up his back again. Oh, this is just a clinic by Khamzat Chimaev. The grappling on point. And DDP's defense on the ground is incredible. It's the only reason he's still in the fight. But he's getting pieced up. He's getting outscored. We might be looking at 3 10-8 rounds. We literally might be looking at 3 10-8 rounds right now. With 20 seconds left in this round, DDP's still fighting him off. You give him, he's a tough son of a gun. For sure. 15 seconds left. Khamzat tried the rear naked, just didn't happen. Man, 5 seconds left in the round. Now a couple of nice elbows to the temple, connecting for Khamzat. So we get 2 spinning back elbows in a row in the co-main and the co-main. And now 3 rounds between Khamzat Chimaev, the challenger, and Dricus Du Plessis, the champion. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Chewy. People want DDP to win, but DDP's opponents are not on the same level as Khamzat, and Khamzat's opponents aren't on the same level as Dricus. Good take, though, Chewy, and thank you. I hope I said that right, Chewy Zhang. Thank you so much for your super chat. And by the way, you can super chat, tip us anytime you want. We love that. We're doing this for you. And hit the QR code, by the way, for our title sponsor tonight, Medi. They're showing the highlights right now. Boers came in, looked like he was going to throw a 1-2. Just relentless, got down so low. He gets down so low, and he can crawl on all fours. You do like the bear crawls. I do them when I work out. One of the keys, you don't want to be up too high, right? He bear crawls like a push-up, parallel to the ground, in full speed. So picture that with a Kodak. And think about Dricus Du Plessis. It's like having a snake come at you from the ground and then just grab. It's like an anaconda coming up your leg and coming from the bottom with upward momentum to take you down. How do you get upward momentum from that level? This is insane, the level of this performance. Round 4 starting now. Khamzat Chimaev up huge in this title fight. DDP always has that one-shot power, but how confident are you to even try to get close to him? DDP's been on his feet for the first 15 seconds of this round. That matches the amount of time he's been on his feet for the whole fight. Nice sprawl by DDP to get away from another takedown. Boers relentless, punching into another one. DDP doesn't know what he's up against in there. It's like the Matrix. It's like Chris Tucker in the Rush Hour movie where he's like, which one of y'all kicked me? But there's only one dude in there instead of like 10. You know what I mean? And it's just not fair. He has his back again. DDP on one knee, hand down on the mat to avoid the knee. But man, this has been the story of this fight. Khamzat takedowns, Khamzat top control. Just working for the submission while landing punches, landing elbows. And I'm trying to pull up the live stats. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can. All right, there we go. Try to get some sort of scoring going for you here. Hit the QR code for Medi, by the way, our title sponsor. You have got to be kidding me. All right. 340 remaining in the round. But this, I mean, is it 3-10-8 rounds? I don't even know. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Huh. I'm trying for the live scoring in a minute. I mean, I never give up, but I'm trying here to get this for you. Live updates. No, that's not a live. No. Well, all right. Well, we'll just have to do with what we got here, but I know he's got the takedowns, at least 5 of them. And Du Plessis can't stop anything he does. The strikes have got to be like 1 million to none. You know what I mean? I wish the UFC would throw up some real live stats right now. That'd be pretty dope. Anyone? Bueller? That would help. All right, let's see. Live results. Oh, man. Khamzat just working that back. Don't know how to act. He's got the back of Du Plessis almost in the center of the octagon. He's up on his feet again instead of down on his knees. Du Plessis on one knee. He's been there the whole fight. He just hasn't gotten a chance to do anything offensively. And he's been on his back or defending with Khamzat having his back the whole time in this fight. And come on with these pop-ups. Lord. All right. So 2:10 remaining in the round. And this is insane. I'm looking at so they have it 30-20. Most people had it 30-27 after 3 rounds, but I don't know how you didn't see a 10-8 round in there. I don't know how. I mean, who's scoring this? I mean, it is USA Today, so you take it with a grain. You know what I'm saying? A grain of something. God only knows. But I don't know. I mean, was there not a 10-8 round in there somewhere, Scott? I don't want to keep reading. All these newspaper websites, you go to leave the site and they take you back to a main page before you can go. It's like, no, I clicked off for a reason, man. Clicked off for a reason. Give me some better live scoring with people who know how to score. 120 left in round number 4. It's the same. I mean, it's been so great and so precision. It's boring. It's literally boring you to death. You know what I mean? But it's not, because we realize the level of greatness that we're seeing here. And we're all witnessing a level of greatness that is very rare to be able to do these things. Now, what's happening? Is he taking him up? Is he Goddard pulls Khamzat off Du Plessis? Oh, okay. He just stood him up. He just stood him up. There was nothing there, but he stood him up. So this is a shot for Du Plessis. Misses with a kick. Khamzat right back in and another takedown. I mean, just like he does not even belong in there with him. This is absurd. Yeah, they had a 10-8 round in round 3 or round 2, a 10-9 in round 1, a 10-9 in round 3, and a 10-8 in round 2. So I've seen as much as 30-26 Chimaev right now. So he's just got his back. Same thing. I mean, same thing, Scott and everybody. He's got his back, and he's just now walking him around next to the cage. Dricus tried to stand up and walk away, couldn't do it. Oh, now Khamzat, does he have a rear naked? Nope. Khamzat's great at defending that, man. I'll give him, I mean, DDP is. I'll give him that. Khamzat would have had almost anybody else done by now. He's fended off all the submissions. He hasn't really succumbed to the strikes. They haven't been powerful strikes as we end round 4, but he, make no mistake about it, Dricus Du Plessis, the championship really on life support right now. Blood trickling down all the way to his chest, and this dude is in trouble. Khamzat Chimaev has picked him apart from the very beginning of this fight, hitting a double leg within the first 7 or 8 seconds, dumping him down and not letting him up for the entire first round. For 3 rounds after that, he's had his back. He's dog walked him around the octagon. He's hit him with shot after shot, elbow after elbow. He's pinned him down and bloodied him up. He has literally looked like a man against a boy, toying with him. You ever have one of those dudes come in your wrestling room who's a legit, like an Olympic level wrestler and just ragdolls and throws everybody around? Yeah, they all need Medi after this one, Scott. The AI-powered health companion that combines conversational and vision-enabled AI with a non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks. It helps users find credible information, book appointments, and keep their data secure and private. Hit the QR code on your screen right now. Medical intelligence from Medi as we get set to start round number 5, and here they come. Dricus Du Plessis, that championship reign is in big trouble right now. Khamzat Chimaev, the waiting was the hardest part. Oh, a couple of big shots from Dricus, and Khamzat's hurt. He's hurt, Scott. Dricus has him hurt. He crushed him. This fight is not over. Khamzat punches with a left, goes in for another takedown, and oh, man. He's got him down again in the middle. Dricus rocked him. Couple of combos, man. You thought for a second Khamzat kind of stopped and went like this. Oh, Dricus had his chance. Dricus had his chance. And he just could not. Wow. Man, he ain't getting up. This is over. I mean, he's 10 of 12 on takedowns, bro. 10 of 12 on takedowns in a title fight against a legendary champion in the making, right? I mean, I'd call him a legendary champion. He won the title eliminator against Whitaker. He won the title against Strickland, defended it twice, Izzy and Strickland. So, I mean, his title reign goes all the way back to January of 2024. But look at this. Khamzat has side control, and he was trying to rip his arm off there. Going for an armbar. All Dricus could do was roll away and give him his back again. And my guys are texting me from all the groups I'm in right now saying no one else ever fights through this. Dricus is a G. He's a G for surviving all this. He's definitely a champion, heart of a champion, but he almost has no shot in there. But he did. He rocked him with a combo, and I think came close for a second. We'll find out later on when people ask Khamzat or DDP about it after the fight. But Dricus is lumped up. He's bleeding. He's not hurt. I mean, none of the stuff that Khamzat's hit him with is enough to really hurt you, cause an injury. But 10 of 12 on takedowns, demoralizing, man. And he might have a couple 10-8 rounds. It's just one of those things, the Lallies from Arizona Combat Sports trained a lot of big UFC fighters over the years, just to call it the winner by dry hump. The winner by dry hump. And that's pretty much what it's been here, is a dry humping of Dricus Du Plessis for 5 straight rounds. I don't know that I've ever seen this. I remember Ryan Bader against Rampage in Japan was a similar fight to this. We've seen similar fights to this over the years, right? We've seen them. We knew with certain types of champions, these are the kind of fights you were going to get. But this level of dominance is like Khabib and Islam. Oh, man, Khamzat slipped off as Dricus was standing up. Khamzat tried to hang on to his back. and he slipped off. And now Dricus Du Plessis is on top. He's in top position. Khamzat holding on like this for dear life. And Dricus pulls for, he went for the guillotine. And now Khamzat's on top again. Oh, he tried so hard to flip to that guillotine. Good. I mean, what a wily move. Smart move by Dricus. Nobody's fool and nobody's ragdoll for sure. But, man, he had a shot with the combo, had him rocked. And then right there quickly thought maybe the guillotine, but maybe not the smartest move because now he's on his back again. You got 1:50 left in the fight. And, I mean, dare we say it's all over? It's all over. It's all over. I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, man, it is not looking good for Dricus Du Plessis. You got 1:35 and counting left in this title fight. His 3-fight title reign is just about over right now because he beat Strickland, he beat Izzy, and he beat Strickland again, right? And let's see. Khamzat on top, and Goddard's going to stand him up again with 1:20 left. Let's see if Dricus can take advantage of this gift from the referee, Mark Goddard. He's wobbly on those feet for sure. He's taking a pounding. He's had all the blood rushing to his head, all those things for 4 rounds and 4 minutes. I don't know if he has anything left to even throw anything, but he is throwing some nice combinations at Khamzat Chimaev. I can't believe the ability of Khamzat to just get this fight to the ground and keep it there because on the feet, he just got rocked again with a 2-piece. This is twice that he got popped by Dricus, and now coming in for one more takedown, Dricus defends it with the sprawl. And he throws some elbows down on Khamzat, some 12-6ers almost, it looks like. 40 seconds left. Khamzat trying to stand up and take him back down. Dricus doing everything he can to fight him off, and Dricus actually throws Khamzat down. He postures up in top position. He's only got 30 seconds left. Can he pull off the miracle Hail Mary? Dricus sinks in a rear naked choke, and Khamzat slips away. Oh, Dricus Du Plessis, the heart of a legendary champion on full display. It's not going to win him this fight. Khamzat's going to hang on, 10 seconds remaining. But Dricus Du Plessis doing everything in his power to somehow find a way to get this finish and win this fight. 3, 2, 1. All over. Khamzat Chimaev dominates Dricus Du Plessis almost from start to finish. Whenever it was on the feet, Dricus really rocked him twice, almost had him on the ground with a guillotine. And that speaks to the legendary heart of a legendary champion. Nobody can ever say anything about Dricus Du Plessis going through this fight, never giving up, being completely dominated from top position, having your back taken, dog-walked, punched, elbowed, just dominated throughout this whole fight. And in the 5th round, he gets close to a finish a couple of times. But Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the 85 champ. And I don't know who in the hell. Good luck getting the belt off of his waist. Good luck getting the belt off of his waist. I'll tell you this, man. I mean, they're on the feet, though. Khamzat's so quick in on the takedowns. He gets so low and, again, comes up with the momentum and like a snake coming from below, grabbing you by the knees with the upward force. Not many guys can do that, man, to get that low. Get low, get the window to the wall. You know what I'm saying? And then just pinning one arm down while wrapping the other arm up in the legs like a triangle and then bang. You know what I mean? Just hitting him with everything he had and constantly scoring with the punches. 10-8 rounds. I mean, I'm thinking it might be 50 to 36. I don't want to say. No, 50 to, yeah, maybe 50 to 30. I'm sorry, not 36. It would be, Anyway, I'm trying to think here. 50 to 41 is what it would be. So maybe 50-41, maybe 50-42 is what I'm going to go with here. What do you guys think? Throw them up in the comments. We love you guys. The number's huge. Again, we're going to be here for every pay-per-view. UFC, the big boxing matches, Canelo Crawford. Next time Jake Paul fights. Just can't say that he's not a real boxer because he is. Not because he'll sue you, but because he is. If he fights Joshua, good Lord. I want to see what the scores are. I can't see them on my screen, and that's a shame. But I know they'll be up right away. And maybe you guys can help me, Scott. I don't see them on my screen. But obviously, one of the most dominating performances from horn to horn in UFC title fight history. I can't think of anybody in middleweight history, whether it be Weidman or Silva or Rockhold or Izzy. Would any of those guys have really stood a chance against this dude? I mean, it's like Khabib or Islam. It's like, what do you do, man? What do you do? They're so quick. They're so fast with the takedowns. They're on you before you can blink. They don't let go. They have that superhuman strength. They hold you down. I mean, what are you going to do? Like Hulk Hogan, what you going to do, brother? When Khamzat Chimaev gets a hold of you. He's got the belt around his waist doing the interview with Joe. I want to hear the scores, man. Unanimous decision, obviously. I mean, it's unanimous as unanimous can be. There's not a person alive who scored a round in this fight for Dricus. 15-0, the undefeated, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world is Khamzat Chimaev. And I thought he was too cocky all week, man. He's not too cocky. You are not too cocky when you can back it up like this dude. Unbelievable. One of the greatest performances in title fight history. The fans aren't going to love it. You're going to see a lot of crap on social media because it was not an exciting fight. It was a dry humpathon. But it was everything Khamzat Chimaev wanted it to be. You know, he won by decision, minus 500. You know what I mean? It was minus 500. And that's pretty crazy. Khamzat Chimaev, it's just one of those things that until you see it, you'd never believe it. You'd never predict it. But how about the heart of Dricus Du Plessis? To be dominated like that, to be held down throughout a fight, to not get finished by the strikes, to never give up the choke, the armbar, any of those moves submission-wise, to keep coming and to rock him twice in the final round to the point where one more shot might have finished him. And then you almost had a guillotine as well. I can't see what they're talking about and who might be next for Khamzat, but what heart, guts, courage, all the above from Dricus Du Plessis, but an incredible performance. One of the greatest of all time from Khamzat Chimaev. So he gets the bonus. Neil's going to get a bonus. Prates and Murphy are going to get those bonuses for the spinning back elbows. I mean, you look at Elliott against Asakura with that submission. You know, you had a couple of other big TKOs. Mearshot got crushed, and that was Oleksiejczuk, and he's a teammate, obviously. So when you think about that, it's awesome. It really is awesome. What a performance by Khamzat. Dricus trying to explain it away. Right now, he's 25-3. And, you know, when you reach this level, and it depends, sometimes it could happen earlier in your UFC career, could happen sometime along the way. Eventually, you get humbled. Eventually, you get the crap beat out of you. Eventually. And these are people who have dominated everyone they've faced on the way here. And in many cases, on their way through the UFC rankings, to the top, even to the title. Remember when Usman lost to Edwards and ever since then couldn't get it back. So maybe, I don't think Dricus is going to get a rematch off of this fight being dominated like that. I'm sure that they'd love to feed Strickland to this dude on some level. A lot of people around the world would love to see Strickland. And Khamzat Chimaev, you know, I don't know if anybody, I don't know. I mean, it just, no one really wants to see Imavov. I don't know if Imavov is that exciting of a fighter. I don't know, man. Nasruddin, Strickland, you know, it just is. I mean, there are so many new guys coming up through the ranks that you're going to see coming through, but just an unreal performance by Khamzat Chimaev. One of the best I've ever seen. Takedown after takedown. The percentage of takedowns in this fight is, at one point he was 10 of 12. It's just absurd. You would think he's fighting a little kid in his backyard. I mean, that was like when my sons were 5 years old and I could just take them down at will. It's what it looked like. It's what it looked like, you know, 50-44, 50-44. And if they only gave him one 10-8 round. Wow. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that. But he did get a 10-8 round, so 50-44 on all three scorecards. And Boer's doing a little dance in there right now in Chicago. Big-time fight fans in that city. He's got a lot of support in the crowd tonight and with our audience just off the chain tonight. I want to thank you for being here at MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 319 presented by Medi, the AI-powered health companion. Check out the QR code right there. They use conversational and vision-enabled AI with non-custodial wallet to simplify everyday health tasks, helps users, including you, right, find credible information, book appointments, and keep your data safe and secure. What an unbelievable performance by Khamzat Chimaev, the middleweight champion of the world. And look at that, we're going to get out of here. We don't even need to stick around for hours on this one. Khamzat Chimaev, the new UFC middleweight champion, defeats Dricus Du Plessis 50-44 unanimously across the board. Murphy, the spinning back elbow in round 1 at 321, defeats Aaron Pico. And his UFC debut, Carlos Prates, right before that in the first round at 459, Yair and Zombie style with the spinning back elbow at 459 to defeat Jeff Neal. So back-to-back first round finishes by spinning back elbow. Don't know if it's ever happened in UFC history. MVP Michael Venom Page, decision victory over Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla. Tim Elliott over Kai Asakura by submission, guillotine choke at 439 of round number 2. Couple of good fights on the prelims as well, and I want to give a shout out to my boy Drakkar Klose for defeating Edson Barbosa on the early prelims tonight. Some great fights, lots of things to sort through. We are soon going to launch a wrap-up show coming up after these pay-per-views. We'll be here for all the big pay-per-views, the boxing matches as well on MMA Weekly. One more time, thanks to Medi, the AI-powered health companion and our title sponsor here tonight. Medical intelligence at the utmost. That QR code and find out more. Simplify your everyday health tasks with credible information, booking appointments, and keeping your data secure and private. Medical intelligence, AI powered by Medi, MEDI with Bad Bob. Shout out to Bad Bob being with us here tonight. And Scott Peterson on the other side running the show flawlessly. As always, we want to thank all of you for making us the #1 show and fight companion on every fight night with MMA Weekly. Until next time, fight fans, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, saying thank you so much for being here. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. MMA Weekly. Keep on coming back for the best combat sports content on planet Earth.
Calling to say